although we did not get any results we were hoping for. Anyway.
Hey, no, wait. He said he won.
So you took his child away from him.
Yes.
And you guys didn't even win.
We won one game in 6 hours.
I thought he said he won 3.
We won one game in 6 hours. In 6 hours, we won a single game.
Guys, you don't understand. He really. And by the way, your kid.
Was my son at fault? Or did he do good?
No, dude. Apparently, since it was the opening of season 3.5, bro, let me be very clear. We were in bronze 3. That is the lowest you can get.
Yeah.
It was so sweaty, you would have thought we were in Call of Duty.
Oh, really?
Because right now, even like as Willie and all the guys will tell you, Call of Duty casual is filled with hackers and sweats, which is weird.
Right.
But that's just the way it is these days.
Right.
Like all the hackers are in casual.
Right.
So when's the next time? Do I gotta do some heavy training with him so he's ready?
I don't think you can teach him how to play this game, but whatever.
Well, no, he has some exercise doing push-ups on his fingertips.
It's a damn shame.
So his fingers are
he
strong.
played fine. We just got our asses kicked.
Like, it's a damn shame.
To quote Willie, we got beat by all these people who have never touched grass and never felt the feel of a woman. But anyway.
Probably true.
But anyway.
Some of you will probably watch that later, and you know it's true.
Yeah.
Well, you know, thank God. Well, other than my son's too young to be touching anybody else but himself, but he has touched grass. Thank God.
And that's why we were bad, because we've been outside. but anyway,
he's
moving
13,
on
he's been
to
outside,
somebody who's also starting to become annoying. Jesse, I think we need to really ask ourselves a question here.
It's almost September.
We don't hate you. You're not a Packers fan, so it's fine.
There you go. Over the week, Jesse, I don't know how much he's involved because there was a specific report not putting him involved. Jesse, I think MVP is doing his New Japan shit again. And he said this. Hold on. And he said the same line about Triple H too, which was, "I'll have a lot to say on the pod." When are you going to say something on the podcast about any of this shit? Your podcast is very much just fucking stories and nothing else. You said it about Triple H. Now you're saying it about this person, about like you've said a lot of things that you want to talk about Montel Vontavious Porter, and you have said jack shit about them. But Jesse, this past week.
Well, here's the stupid part. So this week the story was they don't like Speedball Mike Bailey.
Yeah.
Which, okay. Really, the story generated from the fact that the Hurt Syndicate probably said no to losing the tag titles to Speedball. I forget the rookie kid's name now.
Kevin Knight.
And to be honest, yeah, if their boss told them they should lose those titles to those two, I would have told Tony Khan no as well. Like, it just doesn't make sense.
Right.
And by the way, you're not doing them a service by doing that.
No.
So.
Because Jesse, and again, this is not a shot at those guys. Jesse, they're not an established good tag team.
They've only been around for like a month.
Jesse, look, I think what people are misunderstanding about, and again, I'm not even saying MVP is guilty about this because, again, it's a report that's so asinine it makes no sense.
Right.
Why would the vets go to the company where everyone's friends and not understand that there's politics to be played?
Right.
But what I'm saying is that Jesse, and we'll talk about them later because it went from funny to sad to now I don't think they've even understood they've lost the plot. We'll get to the Bucks in a second. But, Jesse, when you look at this tag division, now you've been hating on this tag division for at least 3 years now.
Oh, they've earned it, yeah.
But, Jesse, it's been so bad since the Hurt Syndicate won the titles that, Jesse, I don't think Triple H is in trouble for the Raw tag division anymore. It's that bad in All Elite Wrestling.
Yeah.
They don't have a tag division. What they have are a bunch of the indie darlings of 2015 to 2021 who are now just being paired together.
Yep.
And what I don't understand is
it doesn't work.
Well, no. It's not that it doesn't work. It's that nobody is being given time to explain why they're. See, what we learned this past week, and this was from old vets and current guys who are doing quite well.
Right.
Jesse, I have a question for both of you.
Go ahead.
Who was the most beloved damsel on the indie scene in probably the last 10 years? I'll give
Candice LeRae?
Well, Okay,
She's
fine.
one of them.
Okay, fine. No, it's fine. Now, who is the one who is Canadian and is currently America's hero?
Chelsea Green.
Okay.
Chelsea Green. We love her.
So if she was the indie darling, the damsel to all the indie people for, 4 or 5 years with Mad,
Sure.
and now she's in the big company, Jesse, she's not a different person.
No, not really.
She's not a different character.
No.
She's not even a different outfit. Like, Chelsea's famous for having different outfits every time she goes anywhere. so that's not a question.
Right.
But just Jesse, she comes out with these ideas and these things in her head.
Right.
And now after watching Unreal, I'm pissed that they gave it to Charlotte and not just have that Chelsea Green shit, which would have been the Jesse, they would have accepted it right then and there.
Yeah.
Because she's so good.
It-
Yeah.
But no, hold on.
She is the same as she was on the Indies,
Right.
But changed slightly because she's on TV.
No. That's the thing. She's changed nothing. So what bothers me are the people who turn around and all of a sudden are like, wait a second, what do you mean story matters? Wait a second, what do you mean it's about reactions, not wins and losses?
Right.
And it's like, guys, Jesse has been the only person to come out and say it the way he has said it, but he's been right. Jesse, you have the in-ring ability of Charlotte Flair and the storytelling of Mick Foley. That's Chelsea Green.
Yeah, Chelsea Green.
Because Jesse,
Yeah, I agree with that.
yeah,
definitely.
because Jesse, if she wanted to put on a 20-minute classic as a babyface, I think she could slip in and do it like there's no tomorrow.
No, I agree.
See Lucha Underground, who she gives all the credit to Penta for. But like,
They
no.
show that matches online too. Her and Penn. Oh my god.
And also Chelsea's like, maybe WWE will give me that second match with Penta. Who knows? But anyway, Jesse,
So he can pile drive you again?
I mean, Jesse, it'll pop that crowd in a heartbeat. You know that.
Actually, now that I said that out loud,
Yeah, be careful with that.
that sounds pretty good.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Penta pile driving Matt Cardona's wife.
Yep.
And he can't do anything but watch and hold a camera. Officially
Wow.
making him a cuck, like Cody Rhodes once called him in TNA.
Anyway, as we're
Yeah,
anyway,
full circle shit.
Yeah,
Very-
no, hey,
full
man, that's full
circle. Yes,
circle.
yes, it does
That's
happen.
full
Oh, it
circle
does
right
happen.
there.
But
Yes,
Jesse,
I love
Jesse,
it.
to relate it back, I don't think people realize that what has made AEW any real clout
Yeah.
has been former WWE guys and former people who have maybe worked in bigger companies. And what I'm getting at is, ladies and gentlemen, it is not uncommon for someone to go to their boss and say, this doesn't make sense. Now, it's not the Hogan era of that doesn't work for me. It's
Right.
it's Tony, what are we doing?
Those work for me, brother.
Now, because of this, Jesse, the report comes out that all of a sudden it's like, oh, he's a little Twinkie, nobody, Speedball Mike Bailey. I don't think MVP's got an issue here.
Well, they did the video thing together. I like I said, I think really what the first part of it stemmed to was him and Bobby probably said no to Tony. Of course, certain people probably didn't like that they said no to Tony, but Tony probably actually, for once, went, yeah, they're probably right, agreed with them, and the right team won that match.
But because Tony dodoesn't have control of anyone backstage,
Well,
and,
no.
and because he has allowed,
absolutely not.
this is the part that Tony Khan pisses me off the most, is this right here. Tony Khan let two guys into his inner circle backstage and doesn't realize, Jesse, they're journalists at heart.
right.
I said back when Shannon and Skip had their major breakup, here was the problem that Shannon was actually guilty of when DeMar Hamlin went down. Jesse, it's hard to ask Skip not to think of it in a reporter's side of view. And Jesse, most reporters who don't have daily talk shows the next day said the same thing, which was, okay, canceling the game probably hurts the standings. Like, Jesse, that was reported in 7 different papers.
Right.
But no one thought about it because it wasn't a guy who had to be forced on television the next morning. So I kind of blame Shannon for not reaching out to Skip after that tweet went out and said, what you trying to say here?
Right.
Because, Jesse, here's the other thing. It's clear to me that Shannon, when he issued his statement, I think it was 2 days after on Undisputed, that Skip was blindsided about taking the tweet down because Shannon couldn't, like, I don't think Skip's going to ruin his reputation and his professionalism by pretending that Shannon's doing something that they didn't already discuss.
Right.
So I blame
I
both
agree.
of them a little bit. But, Jesse, back to my point. Journalists see the world in a certain light. I'm not mad about it because they have to.
Right.
Because if they see things in a certain way, they become Fox News and they're useless twats. But anyway, Jesse,
Well, that's putting it out there.
Jesse, when you have Dave Meltzer in your meetings, on your phone calls, all this stuff, Jesse, you have invited someone into your locker room. You have invited someone into your world. And now, here's the problem. Everyone backstage, Leroy, they're comfortable going to Dave.
Why do we have to talk about Dave Meltzer?
And if Dave is doing that,
Because,
honest to
Jesse,
God,
Dave's
he
the
shouldn't
one
be doing his
reporting
damn-
it.
He shouldn't be doing his damn show and reporting if he's doing that.
But that's my thing, Jesse. It's
Or he has to
Tony.
come out
Tony
and actually
doesn't.
say that he is doing
For
that.
hating Vince all those years that we did, Jesse, Vince had a pretty tight lip on what his superstars did and didn't do.
Yeah.
And I know
I
that
don't know, I
it
hated
bothers you.
Vince. I thought he was weird.
But Jesse, I know it bothers you, but to get back on topic, you have invited Brian Alvarez and you have invited Dave Meltzer into the world. So guess what, Jesse? Everyone feels comfortable talking to him. Everyone's going to say, I think maybe MVP is, doesn't like speedball. Jesse, you think a reporter's not going to run with that information? You come from New York media, bro.
I miss when the sigh. There it goes.
Yeah, it was there.
My becoming very famous sigh. Shout out to people who keep finding us. I appreciate you listening to the show. Feel free to share the show with others as well. I feel like a Cowboys fan when I hear the name.
That's
the name
actually very
Dave Meltzer.
It's actually incredibly fair.
Because
It's actually incredibly fair.
I think to
That is,
myself,
yes.
man, every time Jerry Jones opens his freaking mouth, this is much how they feel. It's disappointment. It's a sense of like hopelessness, and then like on top of that, you're just like if you're gonna kick the bucket, can you just do it? Like you don't want to be mean, but like if you're gonna die, just die. Like so we can all move on. Like this is. Because he didn't. This, by the way, that report he reported on the report of his report was the same time that he reported on the report that, well, Dynamite actually outdraws Raw week to week because they're doing like 1.3 combined with Max, and he never has any fucking proof.
Nope.
Yeah, give me those numbers. See
Also-
how long these people are watching.
Also, do you know why you make a deal with Netflix? Because, Jesse, what did you talk about the first 3 weeks of Raw on Netflix? It was still top 10 after. Netflix doesn't give a rat's hairy ass what the live audience is to the degree that people think that they do. It's a nice thing, but, Jesse, as long as Raw is bringing in millions of views the next 6 days out of the week, Netflix doesn't give a shit.
And how much are they getting on replay?
You want to know why Netflix?
Well, Leroy, that's literally what I'm saying.
Netflix
Yeah,
that's literally
is
what I'm
happy to pay $1 billion+ for WWE content.
And I like
Because
to,
of all the people that got Netflix subscriptions because of it.
Well,
yes.
Well, here was the actual truth of it all. So, spoiler warning for those who want to understand the entertainment industry. Here you go. Outside of the U.S., we don't matter here. Outside of the U.S. is where Netflix makes most of its advertising money.
Yeah.
And so they understood this worldwide product. And by the way, it is a worldwide product because
Which Nick Khan has made sure got
Right.
even more worldwide.
they in the last 4 years of their deal with USA, because they also streamed, I forget the name of the site worldwide, were averaging about 10 million on their streams plus playback.
And I have the commercials every once in a while. All of a sudden, there's a commercial in Spanish. I'm like, okay.
Because yes, you can tell me that on Netflix, well, only 800,000 watched it live. If you combine it with around the world, maybe it was 1 million. Okay, that's fair, Dave. That's fair. Hey, Dave, have you looked at the weekly?
But also, I want to reemphasize, and Zach, how much time does somebody have to watch on Max for them to get a number?
Oh, by
say
the
they're
way, really
watching?
quick. Let's.
How so
So
long?
they
did
only have to watch about 2 minutes for the few can out.
I was
2
literally about to say
minutes.
it's about
only 2 minutes and then
it's
the
about
few
2
has to
minutes. Yeah.
go. Okay, so
So if somebody wanted to watch 2 minutes like I do.
Fuck it, let's talk about this 1.3 number. So 1.3. Okay, Dave. I will give you 1.3, Dave. Okay. What's the replay? It's not high.
No.
You want to know how I know it's not high? Because you still can't sell more than 8,000 seats. You can't do it. Now, on TNT, have they bumped up a couple 100,000? Yes, WWE is taking some probably much deserved backlash, and we'll get to him later for a certain return. But are they going to stick around? Because every time you guys get a bump, they don't stick around. By the way, meanwhile, and by the way, because I was happy to see the bump, but I also went, they're still losing to NXT every week.
They lost by 80,000 NXT.
They're still losing to NXT. By the way, somebody told me a porous, what is NXT? They said it's a porous, offensive show. I'm like, really? So for all the people who talk about they love all this indie talent and all the up-and-coming talent.
Yep.
This is up-and-coming talent who just decided to go through the WWE system.
And they're saying what
And
about
they're
NXT?
offensive? They're offensive. NXT features mostly women, and it's offensive.
Well, that's the other thing, Jesse. This is the part that bothers me. Okay, so I talked to my coworker about this literally last night. Now, she and I have this conversation all the time, and we usually like to be honest about it. So people keep talking about equality in sports, right? We'll just relate this to real sports for a second. Okay, quick question. Do you have a problem? Now, follow me before you give your opinions, but just follow me for a second. Do you two have a problem if let's say, Jesse, you're New York Yankees, because they're the ones who I think would do this, if you guys signed a female DH?
Yankee fans would not.
Okay, quick question. Would the Yankees fans
We're
hate...
pretty fucking desperate right now, Leroy. You have no understanding.
Jesse, would Yankees fans hate her if she batted 150?
There'd be some concern.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, follow me. No opinions. Follow me, boys. Follow me.
Mm-hmm.
So we're talking about a female who is now playing for the most prestigious American sports franchise there is. I think they're above the Cowboys. I do.
By the way, don't give the son the idea. Yeah. I kind of hope you. Go ahead.
Hold on, boys.
I put him with the Cowboys
Hold on,
because they
boys.
actually can win.
Hold on, boys.
Facts.
Now, what people need to understand
still don't like him.
is what I'm talking about is this. She is batting 150, but she's getting the same treatment as every dude on that roster. There is a 100-mile-an-hour fastball that could possibly be hitting her somewhere in the chest region.
Right.
Now, when I'd say that about a man, and I'm like, Jesse, he took a fastball off his chest, we just keep the conversation going.
Right.
Jesse, she took a fastball off the chest. Now, all of a sudden, we got to stop. Now, all of a sudden, we got to have a real no. You want equality, you have to be honest with yourself. Are we going to change the whole NBA to let Angel Reese go make NBA money? No. She wants to play, and she's an underneath player. Rudy Gobert got something for you.
Let me be clear, though. I will say this. They should allow Caitlyn to go do it.
No, but Jesse, hold on, Jesse,
Yeah.
hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on, boys.
All
Follow
right.
me. Please follow me.
We are.
Caitlyn goes to the NBA. Let's say, because I think it was Mark Cuban of the Dallas Mavericks who said he would draft Brittany Griner. So let's say she goes to Dallas, right?
Damn, that's a good shot by him. Go ahead.
Hold on, boys. Now,
I'm just saying.
No, yeah.
I would agree with him.
Yeah,
That's a good shout.
now,
Oh, yeah.
Now, here's the deal. She goes up there. Jesse, she is still going to have to play by NBA rules. The problem with that is, Jesse, here's the problem. Now, everyone's like, well, we got what we wanted. Now what do we need to be pissed about? Oh, wait, hold on, guys. You're being too rough with her. Let her get in the lane and get an easy layup. No. They're getting paid to stop her the same way she's getting paid to get points.
I think I get where you're going, and unfortunately, there's always going to be that group of people.
No, I understand that, but Jesse,
there always will
but
be,
Jesse,
yes.
the problem is that when you relate that back to wrestling, so let me get this straight. Somebody wants to become a wrestler. Who doesn't support that dream when you're in the
Right.
wrestling business?
Right.
Oh,
Okay.
God, yes.
But Jesse, you have two options, and by the way, to all the people that are mad at these NXT's people, you're a bunch of lazy, good-for-nothing losers because you're lying to yourself when you don't say you would do what I'm about to say. Jesse, you got two options. You find a homemade pair of tights, you go out in your sports bra if you're a girl, or your, tight Speedo if you're a guy, okay? People are going to laugh, but, like, that's what happens. I mean, that's how. And you can go wrestle in a bar for 10 people and get your ass kicked because you're a nobody.
Right.
Or you can go to the WWE, get paid livable money, and learn how to do this from all-time greats.
Right.
What does that sound like to you? The preferred fucking way to do this?
For most, yeah.
Okay,
No
so
shit.
why is it that the people in AEW are bigger, better, and should be given more grace because of the fact that when they started, Jesse, there was no NXT. Jesse, do people not realize half the Dynamite roster have been in the business for almost 10 years?
Some of them for 20.
Thank you. So,
Yeah.
So Jesse, how old's NXT? 2011, 2015, we decided?
When it finally turned into a show, I think 2011, yeah.
Okay, so Jesse, I'm not the best at math. That's the wife's job. I think that's a 20-year gap. Not really.
Right.
Okay, so when you get mad at NXT and you hate not watch, but you'll go to Dynamite and say, that person's been good all these years. Okay. You know what's funny? There's also some people in Dynamite who went through the NXT system.
Right.
Who have been grateful for that experience.
Correct.
Who have learned from that experience. So what bothers me is once again we go back to the biggest thing. You pick and choose who to root for.
I
Meanwhile, our boys out there in BZW just put 3,000 people in a show.
Mm-hmm.
Below Zero
Yeah,
Wrestling,
I did see
3,000 people.
It was January. They had around 1,800. And then just in this August, just this last
But what I'm
month,
getting at is,
that's
Jesse,
awesome.
DPW is not angry at BZW.
I don't know what happened for
MAW doesn't hate BZW
No.
for this. They're like, way to go, guys.
Right.
That's huge. So somebody works their tail off for 10 years, gets to go to NXT, gets to learn from some of the best trainers you'll ever see in the world, gets to listen to Undertaker talk for 20 minutes. First of all, they all grew up wanting to work with Taker.
Right.
Now they can't do it.
To be Undertaker.
Right. So now the talent isn't mad at the talent, but the fan of that talent, because, by the way, we all know someone who right now, boy, he has a problem with somebody working in WWE, but I guarantee you if they were working on AEW, he'd have no problem with their work.
Yeah.
Shit, SummerSlam was half an AEW show because almost every match was a stipulation and had furniture, and people gave it a fucking low rating because it was fucking WWE, and they're like, such a lame show. That show looked no different than 7 Dynamites.
I am so sorry they gave you 2 nights and a chance to go out and go hang out with your friends after the show. I'm so sorry they did that.
NXT was in 2010, 2012. They started going on TV.
And that's fine. But
That's
what I'm
what I'm
saying,
saying to that,
but
yeah.
what I'm
And
saying
they've
is
been
that
going
it's
since then.
but no,
Fucking
Leroy.
awesome.
But Leroy, what I'm getting at
Oh, yeah.
is Jesse.
Pause.
Okay.
Yes.
We never ever count that fake ass game show version of NXT. I do
Well, no.
not. I do not care what Wikipedia says. We do not count that fucking terrible game show version because he could not hire Bob Barker to fucking host it version of NXT. As a matter of fact,
What do you mean, the
Vince
first
McMahon-
2
I'm not
years?
done. You can suck my dick. We thank Triple H for making it to actual developmental. You're done now. You go ahead, Zach. No.
This is the same.
No.
This is the same guy that gave the women's pillow fight a singles match at WrestleMania.
No, 2012 is when they started doing with what they're doing.
Correct.
The black and white.
All
That's
I'm
on
saying
NXT,
is-
the
But we
original.
ain't talking about
The
that
original.
2010 version.
All I'm saying is,
No,
Leroy,
I'm just saying that's when they
all
were
I'm saying
established,
is,
not
Leroy,
on TV.
all-
2012. they
all
were
I'm
on
saying
TV.
is, Leroy, you're the same
Yes.
guy that tried to convince us that WrestleMania had a singles match with women and it was a pillow fight. So anyway,
Well, that's what it said on
you're
here.
never living that down. Get over it. But no,
I
Jesse.
like a pillow fight with a woman, man. Jeez.
Fucking Vicky Guerrero had a rookie. Go fuck that. Sorry, go ahead.
All right.
I know it was
As I
weird,
tried
but
to
hey.
get to my point, but then these two are doing what they're doing. Guys, the heat's getting to them. It's getting to all of us. It is what it is. But anyway.
It wasn't the heat. It was that terrible, bringing up that terrible nonsense.
But anyway.
Well, it's
what I'm
not the
getting
gosh
at
darn
is,
humidity.
Jesse, it all relates back to what we were talking about. And
Right.
here's why I say that. There are people who are told in the WWE system, guys, yeah, you're here, but some of you don't get the right to say no because you haven't done anything in this business.
Right.
And you're sort of taught that. And then people leave NXT and they're like, yeah, I wasn't really allowed to do a lot of things. And Jesse, it's some person who's like came from an NIL deal and spent 4 years in NXT.
Right.
And now they're apparently a star because NXT put them on television for 6 months, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
But do you think that Shawn Michaels looks at someone that has ran the indies for 15 years and says, you just have to do what we tell you to do? You don't get a say. Okay, let's say you don't get a say.
Right.
You don't get an opinion. Jesse, it's one thing to sign David Justice to the Oakland A's and then sit there and say, David, just do what we're trying to do. Now, that's not what happened in real life. That was the movie thing. But, Jesse, it's another thing if a rookie goes up to David Justice had a few rings with you. David Justice did all right as a Yankee for a couple
To be
years
fair,
there.
part of that movie was right though. I mean, the Yankees basically
We're ready to get rid of him.
they
Yeah.
paid him to play against him
Right.
because they didn't think he was worth anything anymore.
Right, but Jesse, what I'm saying is before that happened,
Yeah.
Steinbrenner was pretty okay with David Justice's
Yeah.
situation. Okay, so David Justice had some say with the Yankees for a little while. So don't you think MVP, all the years he's put into the business, all the years he's been there, and Bobby Lashley, who you're paying a lot of money to be a tag team guy, don't you think that if they say
For now.
something, Jesse, as a lower level talent, you should just kind of accept that that's what they're doing?
People with pull don't have to accept anything.
No. I'm saying the lower level talent needs to accept that Bobby and MVP are going to get their way with Tony.
Well, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So to relate this all back, you guys can't pick and choose who gets to do what.
Right.
You have to accept the rules of what you're doing, and the rules of the pro wrestling business, whether
Right.
people like it or not, are, Jesse, veterans speak, rookies sit down and shut up and listen.
Right.
But that's any sport.
Right.
Yes.
When you talk about this situation, my biggest issue isn't even the talent going to Dave Meltzer. It's Tony, once again, not telling the talent, hey, guys, that was my call. This was my decision, and they were right.
Yeah.
See, it's not what happened, Leroy. It's not even the report that he hated Speedball. It's the fact that I guarantee you that Tony Khan did not pull that talent and Dave Meltzer aside and be like, yeah, they brought it up, but I agree with it.
Yeah, and it's not a bad thing for him to agree with.
But that's the thing. He won't take control of his fucking locker room.
No, I don't think he knows how to.
Oh, God knows he can't.
He could have somebody else that is there that's an established veteran. I don't know. Let's see here. Adam Copeland that knows how to do that. Jerry Lynn, he's there. He knows how to do that. Paul Wright, Big Show, he's there.
Yep.
He could do it too. He has people there that can show him, that could go and step into doing it. I mean, when Cody was there, that was him.
Well, when Cody was there,
He had
Dave
that.
Meltzer wasn't being fed 40 stories a week.
Yeah.
Because Dave is there. And remember, it's this whole thing. If you accept it, your employees accept it. If Tony Khan accepts that Dave Meltzer is a welcomed guest in their house, of course I'm going to feel comfortable going to Dave and I'm going to tell Dave all this information. And we're just going to have a conversation. And then Dave, being the journalist, is going to fucking print it.
And I didn't say Chris Jericho because he supposedly has an open door, but he has really done shit.
Well, Jericho's not even there right now. He's touring with Fozzy.
Oh, okay, all right. So,
But
yeah, I don't count him anymore.
Jesse and Leroy,
Yes.
Jesse will be back soon. He's coming down the stairs. But
He had to
it's
get
just
rid
my
of a
point
cat.
is this. Okay? Let's be clear. The problem here isn't even the report. It's not even the validity of it. It's that Dave Meltzer felt no problem reporting this information because Tony Khan has made him such a welcomed guest into his home that Dave Meltzer feels like he can just print whatever the hell he wants to print.
I still think Dave needs to actually come out and say, yeah, I am there. I am hearing this.
He has.
But then he denies it.
No. He said, I talk to Tony twice a week.
Right.
They talk twice a week. Brian Alvarez has also confirmed Dave and Tony talk. Now, Brian's got some shit to explain about how Gunter and Punk was an abomination, but whatever, Brian. Like Jesse said, at this point, you're now Brian's shill Alvarez.
Alvarez.
Dave is so butthurt from WWE. He's become such a AEW fan.
But now I want you guys to pause for a second.
What he does is
he's made relevant again.
He thinks he is.
No. Whoa. Time out. Pause. Whoa. Dave is more relevant now than even he used to be, and here's what I mean.
Okay.
Leroy, maybe not to Jesse, who likes this word called logic.
I do like that word,
but to all those AEW diehards, the Observer is still the gospel. The problem is the Observer isn't worth reading anymore for honest opinions.
Yes.
When Jesse used to read the Observer, he got Dave's honest opinion of what happened in a match. Now it's, hey, it's 5 stars, but it has to. Oh, by the way.
Okay, so we're not going to talk about it yet because we're going to get to SummerSlam, we promise.
Yeah.
But
yes,
he gave John Cena versus Cody Rhodes 5 stars.
Wow, I'm impressed.
Yeah.
But I would say I would agree with PM being more relevant if he gave just enough effort to both WWE and AEW.
Incorrect.
I think so.
Incorrect, because Dave only cares about the people who have, and I give the Bucks credit for this, they have him wrapped around their little finger, Jesse.
Yeah.
Leroy, they are friends with him. Dave is friends with these guys. Dave is made more. They named Dave is just someone who loves the attention. They named their fucking finisher after him for 15 years because he loved their work. Do you know what would have happened 30 years ago when the Wrestling Observer was the gospel, when Dave was ripping WWE and New Japan and all these places and saying it was a 3-star match because you know what it was? Probably a 2 and Dave was still being nice.
Right.
He would have not talked about these guys if they didn't fucking... Again, people are missing my point. He's a reporter first. Every reporter always gravitates to the people who feed them the information free of their own free will.
Right.
And are their friends. That's what I'm getting at. This is a guy who only talks to one side because they are pretending to be his friend. The Bucks don't have the life that they do if the Wrestling Observer didn't tell half the world to fucking look. Because, by the way, Jesse will also confirm, New Japan didn't fucking put them on the marquee worth shit.
No, they did
Nope.
not.
The Elite was there because who was on the marquee?
Kenny Omega.
Kenny fucking
Cody
Omega.
Rhodes.
So guess what? The Elite are big without Okada. By the way, weird fucking thing on Dynamite that Okada came out to help the Elite, even though he left them for the. We'll get to it. No, seriously.
I understand.
You want a Vince McMahon segment? We got one. But anyway, no.
It happens many times.
But no. Jesse has said, and I'm going to chronicle this from the start. Jesse has said the man used to be the gospel. The Wrestling Observer used to stand for honest opinion from around the world, and Dave was good because he caught you up on things you couldn't normally watch. The problem is now is WWE got mad, rightfully so, by the way, that he basically started to spoil everything before. Like Jesse, it was no longer his opinion on what happened. It was his opinion on what's coming up.
Right.
And Jesse, you know the New York media. They fish for stories. That's their job. They need to be on the cutting edge of things.
They try to be.
Right. But see, Jesse, reporters are one of the most easily manipulated people in the world.
Sure.
Because it's such a hard business to make money in. Not everyone can become a Howard Stern, where Howard just got cut, but Jesse, someone's not going to pick him up.
Right.
Oh, he got cut again? I didn't hear that.
Sirius cut him because they didn't want to pay his $100 million salary anymore.
Oh,
Even
God.
though no one listens to Sirius Radio without Howard anyway, but whatever.
I listen to a lot of things
No,
because
no,
of that.
you
in
didn't
Sirius.
even need to say it without Howard. No one listens to Sirius Radio.
There you go. But no, my point is...
I did want to have it in the truck.
Sure.
But my point is this. Leroy, there's...
To be fair, you're also old.
Yeah. Older than the sun.
No. Well,
You said the
Pretty
sun came
close.
out of your ass when you farted.
You were around.
I don't know if this sun came up, but
You-
a sun did come out. I'm
you-
not sure.
You were around when the jungle cavemen considered thinking of something that would help their penis, and then 100,000 years later, you were around when they came up with the blue pill. Man, we know.
Yeah, no, yeah. I'm like, cool.
And then you were the first one they gave one to. You're like, oh, it only half works, and so they were like, oh, so it works.
I've never taken one of those.
All right. But my point
Never
is...
needed to.
But my point is, they are some of the most easily manipulative people if you
Oh,
give
yes.
them stories, if you give them information.
Besides
and
a politician.
they're sometimes worse.
I know. You give them money, they can say anything.
But anyway, back to my point, because I finally need to get there. Thank you, boys. Is MVP did business, which
Yep.
is both in kayfabe and in real life, always trying to really do with the Hurt Syndicate. And somebody backstage was probably talking to Dave and said something along the lines of maybe MVP didn't like Speedball because of how small he was. That happens sometimes. It comes up in conversation. And
Sure.
Dave ran with it. And now there's this story out there. And now the diehards are once again doing the thing that Jesse hates the most. They're protecting Tony. Tony can't be wrong in this situation. Tony was manipulated by the big bad wrestler. Billionaire owner? Okay.
You got your butt hurt.
Okay.
Shut up.
No, Leroy, it's not even that. Tony's not mad about what happened because he's the one who agreed to it. My problem is people have to understand that while Tony will make the right call on the show, rarely, but he will,
Yep.
he's allowing his backstage to be a free use place of information. And
agree.
Dave
And it's
doesn't
not
like
good.
WWE because if a reporter is backstage, WWE makes sure that motherfucker isn't freely talking to a wrestler.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
Unless
trying
it's
to get
set
at.
up. Yes, I agree with you.
But that's what I'm... Even then, there's a person in the room that's like, yeah, we can't talk about that. Yeah, we don't want to go there.
Yes.
Maybe you
oh,
should...
yeah.
Jesse's had to deal with that a few times with us. So
You're right. In a few
But no,
different ways, yes.
Jesse, to finish up our opening topic, MVP says a lot of things.
Yeah.
He's been talking about wanting to go on his podcast and expose people. He's got a lot of free time because he only works one day a week. I don't know why he hasn't just
I
done
don't know why
it.
it's taking him so long.
But
Well, he has other things to do.
but
yes.
in this case, Jesse, it's another example of a quote sloppy shop, and Dave is unaware of the hurt he's doing to this fucking company. Jesse, the guy won't give away the television, but he'll give away every goddamn backstage story he can fucking find.
Well, it's like we all know.
His dream has come true, man.
Yeah. But we all know
know.
the years of watching wrestling that not all the wrestlers are gonna like each other. They all want to be number one, but eventually.
But that's not happening in AEW.
No.
And you want to know why it's not happening in AEW? Because AEW has become either a retirement home for older wrestlers,
Yes.
or it's a bunch of people who, Jesse, I really hate to say this because we know a number of people. Jesse, they're just happy to be there.
they get a
Yeah.
paycheck. Yeah.
Jesse, the problem with the problem with the NXT system to a lot of people is, well, I'm not making comfortable growth earnings.
Right.
That's because you haven't gotten to that point.
Right.
The Iconics said we weren't angry when we got cut because we were able to pay off our homes, but they were on main roster the whole freaking time,
Right.
making
I don't-
big money. The problem. Hold on,
Does-
hold on, Leroy.
Okay.
Hold on. Let me get to my point here. What I'm trying to say is that, Jesse, it's the overwhelming arching topic on everyone's mind, and you say it every time. What will not allow this company to grow is the fact that, Jesse, all those tough, hard roads and all those guys cutting each other's ankles backstage to get that spot on the card, it helped WWE grow. It helped them get to a certain point.
Right.
And you talked about they're losing to NXT. Jesse, NXT is a healthy, competitive environment. You don't think Shawn Michaels looks at half the fucking NIL people and say, you could be on NXT tomorrow and we could pull somebody off if you show us what you need to show us?
No, I agree, yeah.
But Jesse, okay, right now training camp's going on.
Mm-hmm.
I tell people all the time, do you think they have all 22 starters penciled in? No.
Not even
They
close.
have maybe 18 starters penciled in.
Most teams probably have about 15 of them.
Yeah, 15 to 18 guys. But at least 4 to 6 guys, Jesse, the spots are wide open.
Yeah.
Just because you've been the starter for the last 2 years doesn't mean if a rookie doesn't come in, he's bigger, stronger, faster, learn the whole playbook in one night, and he gets to his spot, and he does everything we say. Doesn't mean
Right.
they won't give that cheaper kid a shot.
Yep.
But that's not how it works in AEW. In AEW, I'm going to pay you your $80,000 a year, but I'm going to have you work 6 Dynamites.
Which is crazy.
In WWE,
Like that, I
NXT, we're going to pay you, as Jesse, I think you calculated about minimum wage right now to just learn how to wrestle.
Yeah.
But Jesse, that doesn't mean that Trick Williams didn't go from being Melo's sidekick to where he is now. You don't think there wasn't a decent pay bump in that shit?
Of course.
You don't think
has
Trick
to be.
Williams ain't got a little more fucking money in the bag right now?
And
Of course.
and here's a question: are they getting merchandise deals like on the main roster
No.
for their shirts and everything?
No.
Nothing at all. Yeah.
They have a merchandise deal, but it's not the same. I guarantee you make more off your merch if you're main roster. But that's because there's more money involved.
Right.
But,
Well, yeah.
but that's irrelevant right now. What I'm saying is that, Jesse, Shawn Michaels, I'm not even going to compare him to Triple H because Triple H is so far above Tony Khan, it is not even worth mentioning. It is actually an insult to compare the two, in my opinion. I'll use Shawn Michaels as the
I'm
example.
glad people are finally getting there. Like,
Yeah.
It took so many of you 2 years too long to get there, but like, yeah, it's not an actual conversation.
But Jesse, Shawn Michaels is dealing with, because Triple H doesn't even deal with this necessarily. Shawn Michaels every day has to deal with up-and-comers who don't know a goddamn thing what they're doing, but the company has signed to these deals so that he has to make it work.
Right.
He's dealing with 15-year indie vets who just need to figure out how WWE is going to shoot things.
Right.
And then he's got to deal with people that have been there for 10 years, but now it's like different system, different idea. We're going to take in a different direction. I feel like if Shawn Michaels worked with Bray Wyatt, it would have been a totally different situation.
Maybe.
I do think so.
but
yeah.
not another conversation for another day. In AEW, Jesse, this story comes out, and MVP, despite how I opened the show, he wasn't even the main thing I was trying to get angry about. It's that this story comes out. Now there's turmoil with 3 of your top TV stars. Sorry, they are. Whether the fans like that or not, which is weird because the fans are the ones cheering for it and they're the ones watching it. We're not going to. Numbers confuse a diehard. Numbers are a very confusing thing to diehards.
Well, they can only do like 3rd grade math, to be fair.
That's
so.
fair. But just,
Are you
Jesse,
3rd grade? I
now
was
we're going to
thinking
go down
second.
the list of logical truths. There are no established tag teams other than the Hurt Syndicate.
Correct.
Or the Bucks, but they're off doing whatever the fuck this
You're
is.
not putting
Right.
you're not putting FTR in there.
Oh, fuck FTR. They're bullshit right now.
Okay, all right.
No, hold on. We'll get to them. And I'll explain why they're not worth a goddamn right now. We'll get to them. We're going to put them on pause. But, Jesse, no one is worth working with. They want to help people. But every time they get in the ring with these guys, it's 2 singles guys that got thrown together.
Yep.
It's time to do their shit.
Yep.
Which, by the way, Bobby's not going to sell other people's shit. Bobby Lashley's been selling other people's shit for years. It's never been a problem for Bobby fucking Lashley. And Shelton's one of the best sellers in the damn game.
God, yes,
It's like a
yeah.
Goldberg spear. I mean, if you can sell that, you can sell anything.
Oh, God. But, no, it's just, Jesse,
It's like
you're...
an Goldberg
But,
spear, bro.
but just, Jesse, now let's talk about it.
Yes.
We all know
I
Tony
still would
is...
get hurt if I took that.
We all know that Tony is the biggest detriment to growth.
Yeah.
But now I want you to take a couple of minutes because you've had this in bands and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
What is the biggest issue?
Oh, it has to go up and get to the
Yeah,
top of your
I
head.
got you.
What is the biggest issue with allowing such a free-spirited talk with somebody who's not there for the same reason you are?
So, like I said, of course, and I already brought it up, but I'll bring it up again. This whole conversation comes up from the fact that they were probably told no about winning the tag titles back at All In, which it would have made no fucking sense for them to beat the Hurt Syndicate on any level of booking. So, here is the problem. The main problem of all of this is that the guy in charge is not actually the guy in charge, but he is the guy in charge. But there is no one to go when these stories leak out. But because, by the way, you invited all this in by just having Dave Meltzer listening to your meetings.
And that's what I've been saying this whole time is that the guy who's fucking you guys over with these stories, you let him in the room.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He's free. By the way, Jesse, remember when Tony said people were being taught off the record? Well, clearly not any fucking more because Dave's just fucking there talking like he's a buddy.
Right. Well, to be fair, I guess outside of Cody Rhodes' money, he did help the company kind of a little bit.
You mean Cody Rhodes' time, effort, money, sacrifice, and wife? Yeah.
Oh, speaking of people with lawsuits, did you know they just settled a lawsuit because with that guy who got hurt by Jon Moxley because they were getting to the nitty-gritty of who actually owns AEW, and Tony Khan actually only owns 51. Now he's a majority owner, but he only owns 51%.
Yeah,
of the company.
I did see that.
There
I was
is
gonna
a
hopefully
second
talk
company.
to you guys.
And enough people have done enough research.
Oh, somebody said the name of that company was, but they don't know anything about it.
It's Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes still has 30% stake in AEW.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I did not know that.
No wonder he's been so fucking pissed off. You guys have killed my goddamn investment. No wonder I went back home. I had to get my money back.
Goddamn, Cody, if you're listening to us, I would hope you would. Sell your stakes there.
No. Fuck that. You want to know why?
Why is
the
that?
funniest day in AEW history is coming in 3 years.
Oh, when he comes in and says it's mine?
It's the Shane McMahon moment. There's no Shane, right? It's the Shane McMahon moment, but guess who it'll be?
Cody?
No, because Triple H is a troll. You see this in our truth on TV.
Okay.
What's going on, y'all? They're going to go crazy. Like, oh, shit, he defected to AEW. He's going to be like, I own half of AEW. And everyone's going to be like, oh, shit, WWE owns it. Yeah.
Okay.
Cody Rhodes' company still has 30% stake in AEW. No wonder they won't publicly trade. If that shit got out, that the other major owner in your company
Is the biggest star for
is the
somebody else?
biggest star in the world for
WWE.
someone else kicking your ass, the shame.
And where did you hear this information? Because I'm not hearing this.
Oh, it's beautiful. There's 3 very public publications you can go visit. You ready?
Okay.
There's CNBC.
Oh,
By the way,
cool.
this suit just settled.
Yep.
So there's CNBC.
Okay.
The company who said that they're worth like $2 billion. I don't know what the fuck Forbes was talking about, but
Forbes.
there's Forbes.
Okay.
And then there's Yahoo. Yahoo Sports is usually on their shit.
Yep.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
So,
Yeah. And they have it in there, the breakdown of everything?
of the company, because the shell name, that last name sounds so familiar to Runnels. It's almost like a Rhodes, not Dustin, had a company. Still has it, by the way, because if you actually go look at all Cody's books and shit, that company's listed under his shit. Oh, God.
Well, he still has control
He
of.
owns 30% of the company.
Well, he still
No
has.
wonder they didn't want that lawsuit to go any further.
Well, is him and his brother together? Or
No.
the Nightmare
No.
Cannon,
No.
or is that just
Cody.
It's just
Cody?
Cody.
Okay, I was.
Dustin's never really wanted to be a businessman. He's just
Right.
wanted to be a talent.
So
okay,
this
alright.
is not, no one's, like everyone will say in those articles, this is not reported. This is from business thoughts from people who are professionals in the world of economics. Are you guys ready to learn some shit?
Let's go.
All right, we've got 3 Veros out there. Oh, now
That
2, but listen up.
handshake deal was a way to buy Cody out of some of that power.
Wow.
Because otherwise, you fucked up and let the actual majority owner of your company walk into WWE and he could just go to Vince and be like, "Do you want my share?" Now Vince owns AEW.
That technically was legally possible.
And he could have
It
legally fucking did it.
That
and
is
he did.
true. That is true.
That's fucking crazy. By the way, Cody Rhodes is too nice of a guy. Stop, Cody. Too good of a dude.
Yeah.
He's held this power over AEW all these fucking years. And the fact that even some of his buddies was taking shots at him when he went to WWE and he just swallowed it is now crazy knowing this information. Now, yes, is it a big theory? Sure, but anyone, it's just like when people used to talk about like Donald Trump's company.
Hold on, pause. It's not a theory that he owns that stake.
Right.
It's a theory that, he could have sold it to Vince.
Like he could have sold that shit because he owned it.
Right.
So clearly at some point he sold part of his company. So now Tony Khan does own the majority of AEW.
Yes.
But he's only a majority owner. And for those who don't know business, if there's other principled owners, they can always come together and vote the majority owner out.
Now, Jesse.
As a matter of fact, TKO did it.
Now, Jesse, let's relate this to a more recent story.
Okay.
The Buss family is not out on owning the LA Lakers. They're just not the majority shareholders of the LA Lakers.
Yet. So
Well,
right now they're
right.
the shepherds.
Well, no. Her staying in place makes sense because the guy who owns it also has 40 other things going on. But what I'm saying is Jesse, they still retain, even after Jeannie will no longer be the standing governor, they still retain ownership. But the majority stake, the $10 billion that they just got,
is to that new guy.
Yeah,
It's
the new guy.
Yes. He's a majority.
So at any point, and this is crazy, that means Cody could have did this within the last 2 years.
God.
At any point, he could have looked at the failing ratings of AEW. Hell, even when they kicked Vince McMahon out, went to TKO, went to Nick Khan. Hey, you guys keep talking about acquisitions. I got one. You gotta pay me for it, and it's separate from my contract.
It's funny. WWE doesn't have a bunch of lawsuits that they're afraid shit's going to come out. And meanwhile, Tony loves the letters NDA in that order.
Uh-huh.
Because I guarantee you, Jesse, the guy that got the settlement had to sign. Part of his settlement was signing an NDA at the end of it.
You know who I hate?
I'm surprised I'm not on an NDA with Tony Khan at this point.
I hate Joey Janela.
We got to work hard on that. We might
Because
get
Joey Janela is a terrible human being. And yet,
he exposed all of it?
he actually talked about the fact that his buddy Cody has more in the stake of the company than anyone knows 4.5 years ago.
He did, yeah? No.
And I get it. I didn't want to completely believe because I was just like, well, now Cody was on a handshake deal. I'm like, that's hard to believe. And now business people are going, Cody must be the kindest motherfucker on the planet. Because he could have sold off the company at any fucking point before whenever he sold his majority part, not even majority, before he sold whatever percentage he needed to sell of this. It's the parent company, which, by the way, we are the parent company of our own thing for everyone. It's like, I'll throw this into terms for everyone to understand. You got your JD from NY's,
Steven Larson.
Steven Larson,
Mm-hmm.
my guys, in the clutch. Say we owned all of them.
Yep.
Most people didn't even know we owned all of them. Even when I show up on shows, Zach shows up on shows, they didn't even realize it, right? But as one of them is getting sued, you see 13 SSC LLC. Well, guess what? If they're under that umbrella, that's our umbrella. That's us.
Uh-huh.
That means we own that company. He had control of this company up until a year ago. That's fucking crazy.
It's amazing what a dumbass lawsuit will bring up.
Cody Rhodes is the nicest human being on the planet. When he dies, we should not praise him, but we should be like, man, we did not, Dusty, we did not deserve this good human being you raised, because how he didn't raise that over fucking Tony Khan's head the last 3 years is amazing to me.
He learned a lot from his mom
All
and
I'm
dad,
saying is, folks,
we love him.
the sloppy shop,
QB1.
the sloppy shop
Oh yeah.
has a
QB1.
lot of stuff going on that you guys don't realize could destroy it from the inside out. And if they keep doing this sloppy shop bullshit,
It going to happen.
it's all going to end because, Jesse, quick question. You think the courts give a shit about a weekly television show that a few 100,000 people like?
Bad news for AEW. Here's some more bad news. Guess who all of a sudden is going to be making bids for TV? TNA and AAA.
Oh, yeah, no, they're ruining. Oh, yeah, Jesse, remember?
that?
This whole partnership's going to kill TNA, and they have TV deals now.
They are working on a few. I heard
They
that.
actually
CW or A&E?
might end up on CW every Thursday.
Yeah.
Man, I'm sorry. I think NXT's rating last week was 780,000.
Was I
793,000.
did I hear wrong too? As they were talking to NBC about Peacock too, also, or no?
And Peacock would like the full rights since they're going to lose everything else. They would like the rights to do the AAA. WWE's WWE and TKO
I
constantly
thought
negotiating.
TNA also probably was talking to them
Yes.
Yeah,
too. Are they too? Okay.
they're talking to
And,
him.
that'd be awesome.
All I'm saying,
I'd love it.
All I'm saying is this: the company,
AAA
yeah.
had to get bought to finally get on American television, but it might actually finally get
Did
on
you also
American
hear that
television.
AAA is not only now sold out, they're opening areas in the arena they've never opened before to get tickets sold.
Well, first of all,
This Saturday,
let's talk about it.
6 days from now.
You know, the other company, and I love them, though we got on one of their major issues today. Only sold 35, 38% of a baseball stadium, right?
Yeah.
So you're telling me Dominic Mysterio is worth 20,000 tickets? Dominic Mysterio is worth 20,000 tickets.
In Mexico.
Let me throw this out there for people. The only reason he might not be fucking Intercontinental Championship for long is because Seth Rollins might have a short title reign. Dominic Mysterio is worth 20,000 tickets?
So what you're telling me is Dominic Mysterio sold 2/3 of the biggest show of AEW's year.
I think his last name sold it.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter
But-
how it got sold. It got sold.
But anybody can say anything bad. I have thoroughly enjoyed.
We're not talking about.
watching-
I would like to hit up Conan and get him on the show.
Yeah.
Because I want to be like, Conan, my nigga, you helped that company for 15 years. You tell me Ray little son? Ray little son. Ray. Not Big Ray. That was El Ray. That was El Ray Mysterio.
Yes.
We're talking about Ray Mysterio Jr. Lil Ray. That's Lil Ray. That's Lil Ray. That's Tiny Ray. That's the guy we know. That's the guy with the mask. That's Lil Ray. For those who don't know the hood, that's Lil Ray, right? Legendary. His son, to be fair, as tall as Eddie Guerrero. There's a lot of questions about that. It's weird. But to be fair, his wife is also tall. So it could just be the mom's genes. It's totally cool. But
Okay, my son is getting taller than me now.
yeah,
That's scary.
definitely from the ex-wife because
Yeah.
you poor thing.
Yeah, but Leroy, Ray is almost 50. You're almost a million.
He's getting close.
I know. I'm starting to shrink.
But
I would hope so after a million years that
I know.
time would get
The
to
moisture is getting out of
Dominic
my legs.
Mysterio.
I'm going down.
and yes, Vikingo is still the main draw, no doubt about
you.
it.
Yeah.
Oh
But-
God, yeah.
Dominic Mysterio is worth 20,000 tickets in Mexico? Oh, shit. People should have not told Triple H that shit. Dude, I told people, if they're going to try to do it in America to see what happens, they're going to put Dominic on the poster of one of these PLEs coming up. I'm telling you. If he sells half, Seth, this is not a long title run. You're not making it to Mania.
You mean putting Dom on a WWE one?
Yeah.
Of the
Yeah.
main, because for Triple Mania, they have the four
So
people.
it's Vikingo. It's the legend. Well, really in Mexico, he's very legendary, and that's Dragon Lee. It's Dominic, and then it's
Vicino, Mysterio, Dragon Lee, and
There's
El
like
Grande.
7 El Grande Americanos at this point.
Which El Grande Americano is going to be there?
I don't know, but
El German Grande Americano?
It could be El Oklahoman Grand. I don't know.
Where are they at?
But if Dominic Mysterio, if they put him on a poster, sells 30,000 tickets to one of their shows, he's gonna be He's gonna be world champion soon.
Okay, it's going to be El Grande Mexico City one. That's who it's going to be.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
That's El Grande. That's going to be the.
I love you. You're missing the point. If Dominic fucking Mysterio,
I agree.
You are not listening to the man.
sells 50% of a WWE PLE, he's gonna be world champion.
Well,
I'm just telling everybody right now.
It's. I agree with you because when he comes out, even though he talks shit, and he comes on saying, "I'm the greatest Intercontinental champion," that crowd fucking loves
Fuck
him.
this. We're pausing. I have to.
It's crazy.
Internet. I'm clipping this and I'm sending it to Dominic. When you get your big contract, you don't give shit to your dad, to your beautiful mother, Angie. Hi, Angie. You're so gorgeous.
Yes.
You don't give shit to your. You give it to me, nigga. Because if not for my booze, you would not be here.
In that
is
lovely
crazy.
show in Minneapolis, Minnesota that we were at.
This nigga might be world champion.
Yeah.
Because he can sell tickets.
Yes.
It's almost like that's how the business is supposed to work.
I know, but it's crazy. This is not an El Rey son. This is an Ray son.
Well, also remember, El Rey wasn't Rey Mysterio's father. It was his uncle.
But that was still Big Ray.
I know.
Ray Mysterio Jr. is Little Ray.
Yep.
That's Little Ray. He's already invited to the cookouts. He's good.
Oh, yes.
But his son Dominic?
Is he invited to the cookouts now?
He did get the 2 fine-ass white bitches. He likes to come out in lowriders.
I think he should be allowed in
The chicken tenders is a concern to the black community.
The tendies?
Yeah, there's too much obsession with them.
Okay. All right.
We eat more than just chicken tenders. We eat the legs, we eat the breast.
I understand.
And rice and beans is half and half. But if this nigga sells half of a WWE PLE,
he's
gonna
coming to
be
the
world champion.
And he's coming to the cookout?
Then I guess he has to come to the cookout.
He has to be, yes.
Jesse,
I agree.
is he allowed to come to the cookout if we have him bring a +1 and it's Mel Kiper?
Ooh. Maybe.
I don't know if anybody else but me and you want that.
Somebody was on the table for 3 days saying, why the hell is Shadur Sanders not going over Dylan Gabriel? And we all saw what happened. Anyway, before we get going, though, into the actual results, Jesse, so here's the thing that we'd like to talk about. So Triple Mania, TNA are all now in the Evil Empire.
Right.
But yet, CMLL doesn't have American traffic.
No.
New Japan doesn't see value in continuing after Forbidden Door.
Probably not.
That's what we are
So
That's what we are speculating.
speculating and believe it could happen. Definitely, I agree with you.
Well, I mean, hey, 2 Forbidden Doors and New Japan has had to reset their roster every fucking time.
Yeah.
God, New Japan's starting to feel
I
like
will say
NXT
this.
after WrestleMania season.
Yeah, about to say, now it feels like none of that New Japan talent wants anything to do with AEW.
But all I'm saying is this, folks. The company that you continuously want to famously say, they're bad for business. So were the Knicks, because everybody hated the Knicks, yet they made the Eastern Conference Finals this year. And Jesse, the ratings were up.
Basketball's better when the Knicks are good.
And they were good this year.
All I'm saying is, Jesse, you can talk about $30 PLEs, which that's not really the case, and there's still a lot of speculation to what that deal is going to be, and it's not happening until January 2026. And the fact of the matter is that WWE are also the people that are willing to change on a dime. And
Really quick about that deal, okay? Okay. I hate to reroute us, but let's get into that deal really quick.
Well, that's where I was going anyway. So.
No one fucking actually reads anything or reads enough to understand what's going on here. So, yes, Disney, which I fucking told you all before TKO got it, was interested in WWE. I don't know why only our fans listen. It makes you guys some of the brightest fans on the planet. But
Yeah, we talked about the mouse
Because I
getting their
literally
fingers in
said,
there.
I'm like, I've heard the mouse is very, very interested in buying WWE and then firing Vince as soon as they can do it. Like, they were very interested in that shit. So, the mouse has now bought the rights to stream content from WWE.
10 times a year.
Now,
It's pretty nice.
WWE, to be fair to all of you guys, the fans, had already created 2 new YouTube channels called The Vaults. You guys are going to go watch all the classic shit that they own. They actually keep uploading shit daily. Go subscribe.
It's a lot, too.
It's free to you.
Yep.
It costs you nothing. Now, the PLEs, it's not $30 per PLE.
No. It's $30 a month.
It's $30 a month if you don't have cable or a subscription to
ESPN Plus.
You can have a Sling TV subscription for $26 to ESPN.
Yep.
As long as you have that Sling subscription, you can sign into ESPN Plus and watch all your WWE shit.
And most likely they're going to figure out they're going to have to do if you have Disney Plus, you can pay
Well-
a little bit more
well,
and have that new
So
one.
yeah, so for those who have Disney Plus,
And by the way, Hulu's going away.
Yes.
well, it's getting sucked into Disney
Sucked
Plus.
into Disney Plus.
So
It-
for people
it
like
kind
you
of
who have
is.
Hulu Live, for TV,
Yeah.
you don't have to pay shit.
No.
You just have to put ESPN into your thing, and now you're going to be able to get on ESPN Plus for whatever you're paying for the TV thing and watch your shit.
And I believe if I read right too.
Because Jesse, oh wait, once again, let's get that little business hat on you. Who owns Hulu, ESPN, and Disney Plus? Yeah,
That thing with the
one
ears.
fucking company is not.
Tell Johnny Depp to stop fucking random hoes.
Jesse, one thing Disney does better than everybody else, we're not going to make you pay twice to view the shit we already own.
Right.
They're not going to fucking do that. If you're already subscribed to Disney Plus, which most of the world is,
Yeah.
or you're not subscribed to Hulu, like you said, because Hulu is owned by Disney, it will be absorbed by Disney Plus. Jesse, they already own ESPN. Why would they charge you twice for Disney Plus and See, that's the thing that needs going back to your court argument. Parent companies.
Right.
Disney's not going to make you pay for Disney Plus and ESPN streaming service when they own both of them.
Yeah, and the ESPN streaming that is right now, that is going bye-bye, and it's going to replace what they start in January. That's what I saw too.
Right, which is it's basically going to be on Disney's new streaming service because they're sucking in all the Hulu stuff.
And then you'll be able to
so
watch.
basically, for people like Zach who already
Sports
have
Center
Hulu
and all that
Live,
stuff.
which is a lot of you, you're all going to be in the Disney Plus fucking genre of subscribers. So now, what is it? What has it been like? $25 a month?
So with the commercial free and the bundle, I think Allison's is around $80. But,
Okay.
But again, we're not doing basic live package.
Right.
We have a slightly premium package because
Sure.
that's what we wanted to get.
Sure.
That's our personal choice.
And
we
so like,
we could easily be paying
Well,
half.
because I had YouTube TV.
I'm cheap. I'm paying for
I
the
will
commercials.
probably have YouTube TV back again for the football season. It's expensive every month, a year, whatever.
Yeah.
But YouTube TV
Well,
starts
they were-
at $60. When you get the NFL thing, it's an extra $50, so it's $110 a month.
Was
Yeah.
I right? They're doing something with the NFL Network with this ESPN too.
Yeah.
Did I hear that right?
So they-
Leroy. First of all, totally separate deal, and second of all,
That's gonna okay.
they sold the NFL sold the network
For a steak.
for to
okay.
to ESPN, owned by Disney,
10%
for a
stake.
10% stake in the NFL brand.
Yeah.
Now, the smart thing, because Disney doesn't do things stupidly and say, well, this is a successful show. What makes it successful? Get rid of it all. The same dude who hosts NFL Red Zone is going to be hosting the fucking
It'll
ESPN
still be
thing.
Scott.
It's
And
going to
then
be the
me-
same shit, different day.
I pay less. I see the commercials. I don't care. I'm gonna spend another extra $5 a month probably to get this ESPN.
Maybe.
I expected $5 more probably.
Jesse,
I don't mind that at all.
I'm going to put this in since you did such a great job business-wise. Let me.
Really quick. Which TV one do you own again?
What?
Who's your TV cable
Who's your
provider?
TV kind of your main one that you watch through?
He has Hulu, but not Hulu Live.
Okay.
No, I just stream. I have the antenna for local channels.
Okay.
Leroy, who's the streaming service you use?
Me.
That's the only thing he's asking.
I have Disney Plus.
Okay.
I have Netflix.
Yep.
I have Peacock.
So here's the thing. So by the way, Peacock was already going to go up to $11 a month.
I just got that email today.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
That
have
was
to check
always
my
going to
email.
happen with them.
We know
keeping
that's gonna
WWE or
happen.
not. So, like,
Yeah.
you were fucked on that anyway for people who were complaining about that.
There's a chance that Peacock is going to be
So,
kind of
for
dumped
people like
and
yourself,
stuff.
I'm a Disney Plus guy, right?
Yeah.
For me and you, if we wanted to.
And you and me
And you
together.
and
I.
forever.
Okay, that's
Okay,
enough
yeah,
before
yeah.
we get sued.
Da-
Yep.
da-
So, so for me and you, I probably won't do it because I have a VPN. We'll talk VPNs in the future with all of you. But
Yeah.
for me and you, when they offer it, and they will at the end of the year, they're going to offer it. It's called Disney Plus Live.
Oh, before the end of the year, I'm going to get an email saying, "Hey, we're doing this. You want to do that?"
Right.
I'm going to do it.
It will probably be not the $30, knowing them.
No.
You can get an ad tier probably for like 20, like Netflix does.
Well, but remember.
Get the ad tier. Who gives a fuck?
Well, but here's the thing. Here's the thing. The reason why I've always saved money on the streaming services is, yes, you can pay for ad-free. But, Jesse, we grew up with commercials anyway.
Right.
It doesn't change my viewing experience.
No.
Because now, for generations past us, yes, it'll change because they didn't grow up with cable. But now, let me put this quickly in layman's terms because you did such a great job business-wise. Let me put this in the layman's terms. If you guys are already a part of streaming services currently contracted by the Disney Corporation, you will not be adding an extra $30 to those fucking streaming services you already have. Because Disney is not, and again, they could change their mind, but I doubt they will. Disney has never been the people to charge you twice because you're just going to stay.
Right.
That was the JPEG problem,
Right.
Jesse, is he wanted everybody to just come and do it because he saw red.
Right.
The problem is, Jesse, what Iger told him was there's going to be a little red as we work our way up.
Most of those we're going to start in the red.
Right. But Jesse, once again, folks, layman's terms. Hulu and Disney Plus will soon become just Disney Plus.
Right.
Now, ESPN is majority owned, if not entirely owned, by Disney Corporation.
Correct.
Okay,
Yes.
I think it's
so
completely owned because they
Right.
own ABC.
exactly. So
Yeah.
So, why would a company that already has you buying the streaming service that they own ask you to buy a separate streaming service
Right.
of stuff they already own and add $30 a month to your shit? Oh, wait, that's not how business works.
Basically, what will happen, and like I was just explaining to Leroy, what will happen is probably by November,
You will get an email.
you'll
Yeah.
get an email. Hey, we're starting this Disney Plus Live thing. Your bill, if you accept to go into this tier, here are your options. Your bill, instead of, I believe right now I pay for non-ads on Disney Plus like $15.
Yeah.
So it would go up probably like $10 to $12. So it's like, okay, so now I have the live stuff, and it's $27 a month. To be honest, that's still cheaper than YouTube TV, which, by the way, I don't even watch most of it. I only have it so I can watch the NFL. And to be honest, it's actually cheaper than Sling. So with Sling,
Oh,
if
yeah.
you start to add shit, the fees they have to add because they pay that shit to the companies
Yep.
goes up and
we
up. And
we
up.
had Sling for a while when we first moved in together, Allison and I, and then I realized if I want Nickelodeon, it was $4.99. If I want the Cartoon Network side of things, it's another $4.99.
Yep.
If I wanted the sports package, it was
Yep.
another $4.99.
Yep.
And I'm sitting here like,
What an NFL Network, it was an extra $6.
yep. So now, like I said, I don't think, and everyone out there who's cynical and hates big business, well, ESPN, well, no, Disney will get twice the money. They don't give a fuck. You're already paying them every fucking month anyway.
Right, especially if you're already paying for Disney
And besides,
Plus.
Disney Plus is also, Disney are also the people looking around the world, because now we're going to get Amazon Plus.
Right.
Or sorry, Prime Plus, I
Right.
believe is what it's going to be called. Jesse, they're looking at everyone becoming their own streaming service. So they're just like, instead of 4 separate packages, here's one. And I'll be honest with, hold on, let me say
Go
this.
ahead,
Let me say
go
this.
ahead.
If I end up paying the same like 80 some bucks Allison's already paying for Disney Plus, and everyone's like, well, that sounds crazy. Pause before you lose your mind. That Disney Plus that I'm paying $87 for will be Disney Plus, what formerly was Hulu, the new ESPN streaming service, and all the other shit they own in one fucking place.
Yeah.
At least now Disney could be greedy and say, here's Hulu, here's Disney Plus, here's ESPN. Now they've done that, but
they
now
won't
it's a
do it
bundle
again.
anyway.
You're about to say they're not going to do that again.
No.
So, like I explained, and I will explain to you guys. So, you who are fans, you actually will be ahead of the curve here. When Disney does this, I'm telling you what's going to happen. You're going to be offered this tier. It'll probably be about $30.
Yep.
If that's the case and you already pay for Disney, just take it. You want to know why? First of all, you get Disney's fucking catalog. For $30, I can get Disney's catalog? That's insane. That's a lot of fucking content I can have. That's insane for $30. That's a deal. That's why I never understood when people bitch about Netflix being $30. I'm like, guys, there's so much shit you can watch on Netflix. Plus, they do live shit now. What are you bitching about, right? So, for $30, that's a steal.
And by the way, let me also point something out.
Plus, you get a Monday Night Football game every week. So,
and Jesse, I've also been trying to say this for the longest time. Everyone in the world needs to start getting this straight. I'm not going to make it political, but I'm going to use it as an example. If you want change, you know what you do? You literally, as a group, if the United States of America as a population is not liking how things are going, I don't care what side of the fence you're on. If every single person in America agreed to go to the polls on November 7th and they filled in a bubble that was not the person already in the chair, guess what? That's called change. You all want change. You all want the streaming services to stop competing for your money. Go back to cable. It's all still there.
I was about to say, cable still exists. It's a shattered version of what it used to be, but it still exists.
Jesse, you want to know what's funny? There are still
Spectrum is still around.
Well, DirecTV is still around.
So DirecTV is barely around, but they're still around.
And
Comcast is still
about
around.
that is like, if you don't like that and people are shopping or whatever, don't go grocery shopping. Isn't everything on the shelf trying to attract you for getting money?
I'm not going to lie. I prefer it this way because the real problem was with cable, and everyone seems to have forgotten this, was you were fucking stuck. So if they lost deals, you were fucked. You couldn't see that stuff.
Well, but that was also
it's like bend over, grab your ankles.
Well, but that
That's
was
the way it goes.
also.
By the way, you still owe us the $170.
Yes.
We don't have this anymore.
Yeah.
You were stuck.
Also, remember, that was the problem that Netflix ran into for about 10 years before the Disney Plus, the HBO Max, all the other kind of stuff, was, Jesse, they lost the Disney contract about 4 or 5 years before Disney Plus because Disney decided, wait a second, we're Disney. We have more money than God. In fact, God doesn't exist unless we allow it to because we're Disney. Sorry, churches.
And we'll put ears on it.
Exactly. Jesse, let's pull our shit now.
Right.
Create anticipation. Let's get the servers ready. Let's get the right people on it. And let's just produce our own shit.
Hey, we incorporated Disney in our service a month. So.
I got to be honest. You want to know when I got Disney Plus?
Yeah.
And by the way, this is why Disney was going on that fucking buying spree for like a decade.
Yep.
They acquired Lucasfilm.
Yep.
And so before they ever made a fucking new movie, I was like, oh, well, this is cool. I have the physicals, and I can just now go
Jesse,
to my TV for $5 and watch this whatever the fuck I want.
Hold on. One more thing about all this to help you guys relate, and then we'll get back to wrestling. One more thing. So, Jesse, recently we talked about it on the show a couple of times, but we never went that much in depth. The guys from Watcher really fucked up.
Sure.
Okay. For those of you that don't know, the guys from Watcher, rumor has it they listened to a certain person in the company who is now still with the company because he was family, but is no longer as much on the screen.
Right.
Which shows, by the way. They listened to him, and rumor was we are going to take ourselves off of YouTube and go to our own website / streaming service. Now, the reason that it really pissed people off was the sort of tone-deaf way they said goodbye. Now, when I bring this up to my father, who is an IT guy his whole life, he sits there and questions the logic solely because you're making a lot of money on YouTube, and they were. and they still are because they fixed their mistake. But why would you even think about doing your own streaming service? Because now you got to hire people to do your server, to do your editing, to do this, to do that, all for just the – because by the way, Jesse, you know this. You can edit your own song. Editing it for the radio and editing it for the people that are going to put it out, that's a whole new team.
A lot of these creators, and then I'm actually going to allow Leroy to kind of get his thought out.
Yeah.
A lot of these creators who tried that because it was them, Blasphemous HD. I remember a lot of them did it.
Now remember, Dropout did it, but only because College Humor was already its own thing.
Well, right, and they were already on a magazine and shit. The problem was, because YouTube really just always caves to their sponsors. They really did
Every time. Which, by the way, thank you, YouTube.
Yeah, thank you, YouTube, for everything you do for us.
You now officially can swear after 7 seconds.
So thank you, YouTube. Fucking A. So here's the thing.
Fucking right.
So here's the thing. They all did it, and then all realized, and it was funny because Markiplier said it. He's like, you can get the richest person on here, and they will not understand the amount of shit that they get from free that YouTube uses that money to pay for. And the biggest thing is servers. And a lot of them learn the hard way. Oh, fuck. I have to have my own IT team in case my servers go down and to upgrade my servers.
Which is why
every 6 months.
Which is why Mark has never thought about doing this by himself because he barely has the headspace to do the YouTube shit. Now, Mark's a great dude, but he's so creative. He gets to go do the movie thing. He gets to go do this, that. By the way, Iron Lung, can't wait to go see it because Mark was doing a lot of stuff for it. But no, it's just there are certain people like a Markiplier who are top-tier status but have the mentality of, why would I change what I'm doing? Because Markiplier actually, quote, was once famously said in an Anthony Padilla interview, I have so much money. You guys don't understand. I'm not saying that as an arrogant, rich douchebag. I have so much money, I don't even know what to do with it. And that's just money he's earned from his shit.
Right.
It's not like he fucking stole that from anybody.
No.
But to Jesse's point, Disney decided, Jesse, we can just pay for this ourselves because we actually have the money.
Right.
We can figure this out. So they pulled out of Netflix. Yeah. Netflix went down because people couldn't watch things because they lost their contracts. And also there was that whole thing of Disney chose Blu-ray over HD DVD, and that's why HD DVD kind of ultimately lost out on the market share, and why Blu-ray is the only thing you can buy now is because when that war was happening, HD DVD got like 7 of the major media companies. The problem is the 3 that Blu-ray got controlled like 90% of the market, so it didn't fucking matter that HD DVD got all these big companies. Problem is, once again, Disney, they are the real church. We think there are other churches. It's really the church of the mouse.
It's crazy because, like, Sony, of course, to be fair to Sony said, you know what, fuck it. Netflix, keep everything. And, like, almost kind of saved Netflix's streaming ass for 2 years there.
Yeah.
Because they're like, no, keep our library. Just keep it. They're like, we don't want to get into the fucking streaming wars game. Like, we have 6 different things we are focused on. We're not going to focus on streaming.
So anyway, to wrap this up, guys.
Those Japanese assholes are smart, though.
Right?
Because instead of paying for a streaming service, they said, you motherfuckers will pay us. That's crazy.
So anyway, Leroy's going to get up SummerSlam Night 2 as Jesse and
I got it.
As Jesse and I put a bow on this. Jesse, once again, reading the fucking article explains the fucking article.
Yep.
Jesse, all Disney is saying is that we want you to have a streaming service that is attached to our IP. If you are already on our IP, okay, we're not going to fucking charge you $30 more.
No.
Yeah.
It's not how that works.
My bill will go up a few bucks.
Well, but that's the other
I'm
thing,
okay
Jesse.
with it.
Jesse, if the bill goes up $4, and this is by the way, this is the Disney method, people. Bill goes up $4. No one notices. Goes up $30. Enough people notice.
I fucking notice then. Especially for me, with.
But at the
gotta
same
be
time,
careful.
Jesse,
Sure.
how much does that $4 make Disney? Enough for them to be happy.
All right.
Well, I just look at it too. It's like it goes up $5 and I'm watching all the PLEs. Yeah, I'm okay with that because
It's also 10 shows a year.
yeah, And you look at it, it's like back in the day,
But to Jesse's
And
point,
I'd rather fucking pay 30 than 50.
right?
every single time.
Let me make this very clear.
Oh,
I
yeah.
would
True.
rather pay 30 than 50.
Oh yes.
I didn't like that shit. I'm like, I think this whole argument started because the sickos jumped in on that shit and we're like, oh, they're fucking you guys, blah, blah, blah. You fucking idiots still pay $50 a month for 9 hours of the same shit that he probably could put on a 2-hour Dynamite.
But you know what? When
What
I
are
was,
we doing?
When I had satellite and was watching WCW and their pay-per-views, I paid $30 to $40 for a pay-per-view back
Here's the
then.
thing, my dad happily paid the $50 for WrestleMania, Royal Rumble, and all that shit back in the day.
The big four, yeah.
But
Yeah.
he really on old cable television.
And I
for
didn't
those
mind
who don't
it.
know, the replays after the main $50 were always about $20, $22, $25. So like I didn't always get to watch the backlashes and all that other world when they were live. But my dad might wait, or even my mom might have waited until Friday. But by the way, you're doing good at school. Here you can watch the pay-per-view. Oh yeah, like I was happy
yeah,
Oh yeah.
because it didn't cost them as much to do it on Friday.
right.
I'm like, dude, 30 is still better than
So
50,
again,
so.
to wrap it up, all Disney wants.
And also, $1 is better than 30. Patreon.com/13 cards, subject to change podcast. Once again, that is Patreon.com/13 cards, subject to change. Go support, go join. I just started going ahead and talking to everyone live on there. I'm going to start doing more live reactions on there. $1 a month. I'm telling you.
And now,
And that could help us get to SummerSlam next
That's
year.
right.
and now, before we get to actual results,
Yes.
for those of you that don't understand business and may need a little more help, this is not for that, but it is for other things that are more important. So go see our sponsors over at BetterHelp. All right, now we get back to, so we were actually doing the show in the middle of the beginning and then saw it later on.
Yep.
So SummerSlam Night 2, Jesse, was happening on last Sunday.
Right.
So
As we were trying to finish up.
before we get to the card, though, Jesse, I think if it's just the big shows, 2 nights is not a big deal.
I
don't think so
the
either,
one
yeah.
report I didn't like is that Saudi Arabia wants too many as a year, one in America and one there, and it's just like, suck my dick. No. You're getting the Rumble next year. Stop it. Fucking stop it.
I know it's people are saying that the
I
Rumble's
digress.
gonna-
I hated that. I'm sure they did ask for that. No. Yeah, we could be big doing live shows, and they could be like, guys, we need 2 of these a year. I'm like, the money is beautiful. No. Anyway, so the 2 nights, what's nice is there's this really nice break apart. And so kind of your lower tier stories can be on night 1.
Yeah.
You end with a bang if you can. Which, by the way, give Triple H credit. WrestleMania and SummerSlam both ended with bangs on night 1.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
And then night 2, he can go all in with all the big stories.
Here's how Triple H will structure the 2 days. Like Jesse said, what's the biggest mid-card feud? That'll main event night 1.
Right.
That'll main event night 1. The rest of the card, we get a bunch of throwaway stories with. And Jesse, he found a way to still give the talent what they wanted without making a 10-hour show, which is what Vince used to fucking do.
Right.
Like Vince, I used to be like, Vince, I love some of these wrestlers. I've met some of them. I have their autographs. They don't deserve a WrestleMania match, Vince. Why are we doing this till fucking 2 in the morning?
The WrestleMania used to go for a while.
But
Oh,
anyway,
yes.
Jesse, I like 2 nights at bigger shows. Big 4, 2 nights. Don't think anybody will care.
It sounds
Mania,
like,
SummerSlam,
you know what's crazy?
Rumble.
and
They were
you think
talking-
Rumble?
They were talking about the 2-night thing. So
They're gonna-
Nick
are-
Khan was.
They haven't stated they're not doing 2 nights Rumble this next year.
Yes,
are they?
they are.
Yes, they are.
They are doing it.
That's
They've already
Saudi
talked
Arabia.
about it.
They did.
That's
Okay.
the
All
Saudi
right. All right.
Arabia.
Yep.
They believe the 4th new big one is Money in the Bank. It's not.
No.
Survivor
Survivor
Series.
Series.
Yeah.
Survivor Series.
I'm like, oh shit, really?
Well, but Jesse, it's been up in the air. If we need to understand that if it's done right, and by the way, this whole thing, I still don't believe that Becky was told to lie to her friends and that Becky was angry about it. Becky's as much about the business as anything else. Plus, Becky swerved Jesse, and he's
She
still
didn't
pissed
seem
at her
so
for it.
fucking upset about it in that recording.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, you
so
know,
anyway,
bitch.
no, my biggest.
I mean that loving.
Yeah, exactly. No, yeah, absolutely. But no, it's just.
Go watch Tron Happy Gilmore 2.
Yeah, also there's rumors that Nikki Bella, who was technically in the movie, her shit got cut.
Well, it happens.
And she got burned on Monday, but continue.
Yeah, but here's the deal.
And her boob got
If
hurt.
Becky wasn't going to do it, somebody was going to do it because it was right there. But anyway, no. The
Right out there in
two-night
the open,
thing,
yes.
the two-night thing, I think will work if it's a bigger show, and I think that Money in the Bank, if it's actually treated correctly, is no longer this albatross. And we always talk about it, but I'm saying if they're going to go 2 nights, then you have 2 nights to showcase the 2 matches. You can get a few extra things in there. And the truth is, I'm sick and tired of wrestling fans. Because guess what, guys? You get a full weekend of wrestling. Fuck off. You're going to watch. Go to your fucking holes, watch the thing on your big TV, and move on. But anyway,
yeah, that's what I like
SummerSlam
doing.
Night 2.
Summertime first up match of the night was the triple threat match with Naomi, Rhea, and Io, and Naomi getting the win in the lovely triple threat
Jesse?
that started out.
Io and Rhea can wrestle forever, and we will always watch.
Yeah.
But I think Naomi did exactly what she was supposed to as a, follow me, diehards, heel character.
Correct.
She was not there, Jesse, to be the girl that we saw grow up in TNA. She was not there to be a master of the ring the way that Rhea and Io are. She was there to win and leave the fucking match. That's what she was there to do.
Correct.
She was there to win, get the fuck out, go home, take a shower. That's
Right.
what she was there for.
Right.
And she did great. She did amazing. And credit to her pops. Can play guitar.
Oh my God, he can. That was awesome.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of people realize her dad is a famous jazz musician, but that's fine.
I did not know until then.
Yep.
This is what I want to say about this match. This was great compartmentalizing storytelling in 3 senses. Number one, the fact that usually a heel hates a triple threat. 'Cause
Yep.
They don't have to be pinned to lose.
Yep.
Yeah.
Naomi never bitched.
Nope.
So she always had a plan.
Yeah. Triple threat is never
You
in the
two
favor
want
of
to
the
get after
champion.
each other more apparently than you want this title. We'll let you fight.
Well,
You
exactly
you
what
two-
she did at
You
the-
two stole the spotlight. I got the belt.
just like she did at the middle. Get up. You go ahead.
Right.
You two got the adulation of the wrestling world. I've got the title.
Go ahead.
Number 2.
You two are the talk of the internet. I got the title.
Go ahead.
Rhea Ripley's, and I wonder how they're going to do the rest of this change of her character.
Sure.
Her over-aggression at times is now costing her matches.
Mm-hmm.
Her need, it's not even just to be Io, but her need to get back, what she lost from Liv
Yep.
is starting to cost her in these championship matches.
Yes.
Because she goes overboard.
Yeah.
And then the third, WWE fans, I'm finally happy you are there. I'm glad the wrestling world and all of its magazines are finally there. I told you all 5 years ago that Rhea Ripley, or Io Sky, might be the best wrestler on the planet we don't talk about. It's not a shock to me. Nothing Io does is a shock to me. She could fart in the ring while pulling off a somersault DDT, and I'd be like, well, yeah, she's been that brilliant for 15 years. You guys have missed it, but I've been there. I get to be that kid. No one likes that kid. I get to be that kid.
I fell in love with that beautiful lady watching her on NXT.
The fact she got this shit over, the shaking of the hands to the head, is great. But the big thing I took out of this match, the women's division, and he seems to be doing it more now, it's so strong on both shows.
Yeah.
I think we are now in a new age. And by the way, I'm not shocked at what he said on Unreal. He clearly has always felt that way.
Yeah.
they're gonna lead a lot of this from now on.
Oh yeah.
And it's for the men to actually step the fuck
Well,
up.
but see, Jesse, like I said, wrestling is the only place where femme Nazis have no business talking. And what I mean by that is, oh, there's no equality in sports. I don't think Sierra has anything to talk to you about because she's been beating up dudes for a number of years
for
now.
years now.
Yes,
And
yes.
she's pretty damn good at it.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, women can't do this. 3 women should have been only 2, but 3 women main evented the biggest night in a fucking sports-based presentation world.
Yep.
Jesse, everyone wants equality, but it's wrestling. Ooh, bad. Over here. Celebrities go to these big events. They bring their kids. Leroy puts his girls in front of it. Jesse, these women are not piss breaks.
No.
People are packing this. Jesse, Leroy said at the start of our show what was going to open the show. Didn't seem like they were still filing in too much when those 3 ladies were out there. Because
Oh, they
people
were
knew
in
they were
there.
about to be out there.
And this,
Oh, yeah.
and this match was great. So, no problem with how it went.
No.
And
We got some good stories coming out of it.
And my
so-
only question out of this too is, when is Rhea actually gonna beat Io?
Well, here's the
When?
deal. Well, no. Here's the deal. You're never going to know the answer to that
I
question.
know,
Because
it's
we're
hard.
never going to know the answer to that question. Because I have a feeling, because they just keep making fucking story and money off it, Jesse Io might beat her 2 more times before Rhea gets that fucking win
Probably.
at this fucking point.
It keeps me going. I just love it. All right. Next match. All right, it is. Next match is the 6-packs, table, ladders, and chair mats for the WWE Tag Team Championship.
It was
Wow.
short, sweet, and to the goddamn point.
16 minutes.
And for those of you who
the
don't
Wyatts
realize,
got the win.
Jesse, you were there. Gene said it. I will now be the bullhorn for you both. That was Pro Wrestling Guerrilla Candice LeRae,
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
ladies and gentlemen.
Wow.
That's the woman who every night used to go out there and beat on people.
Gets one spot, but it's the one you remember.
It shocked the hell out of me when I rewatched
You wonder
that. Wow.
why because, by the way, Shanti the Adonis, as of this morning, officially gone. Karrion Kross and Scarlett, it could be a work. We don't know these days with everything going on.
Right.
But no, sticking to the reality of this. Jesse, there's a reason, and Triple H is smarter than people want to give him credit for. There's a reason that was the female he wanted to come back, because that's the female who understands the same thing Chelsea Green understands, Jesse. Candice fell through that ladder. She's done it 1,000 times. Stay the fuck down, bitch!
Right.
Oh.
Because now the whole world's focusing on that.
Right.
And
They're like, we killed her. She didn't have... This is my fucking issue with Marina Shafir. She didn't have 4 more spots.
Right.
She was dead. Move on. But Jesse, four spots on television or 1 spot that everyone talks about?
One.
And, she was spouting a good bruise on her leg on
And
Friday
as
night.
for Jesse's favorite tag team, Jesse, them motherfuckers be crazy.
Oh my God, yes.
Chaos.
Yes.
Uncle Howdy said 1 year ago, what you don't understand is chaos is not controlled. And then, strangely, they lost to Karrion Kross's group. But chaos, this is what they are. They want to cause chaos. It's not even about them holding on to the titles. They keep saying in promos, we just know you guys want all this gold, so we're just going to keep taking it from everybody. There's a different lesson that's being taught here. Now, we'll kind of get to what happened on SmackDown a little later, but this division, this is the best it has felt. The tag team division on SmackDown
Yes.
is the best a WWE tag team division has felt in 15 plus years to me.
Oh, I totally agree.
It's fleshed out. There's one tag team that's on top that these guys cannot beat now, that they're just like, what the fuck are we doing wrong? Now, I thought it interesting that the team that seems to be catching on was Fraxium, who went, yeah, this is chaos. And maybe we're not built for chaos. Like I like that that's a part of their character now, where they're like,
Also-
maybe we're not built for chaos.
Also, credit to realizing that even though we've been teasing their breakup forever, they're exciting together.
Oh yeah. Ray Phoenix looks great. I mean, there's just you put Ray Phoenix in a ladder match. I mean, you're gonna get exciting shit. And
yes.
Andrade. By the way, for people who keep thinking they're gonna be wasted, I'm like, Triple H might not have main things for them right now, but there's a reason he brought them.
You know what's funny? Dragon Lee seems to be the quietest human being on the planet on one subject, and it's the career of Dragon Lee, because he knows he's young. He knows Ray ain't.
Right.
He knows there's a need for a luchador at some point. And you don't think that after you watch all the shit that Penta's been talking, that Penta doesn't know that Lucha Libre has to continue and there ain't nothing wrong with it continuing in WWE? Guys, Dragon Lee's going to replace Ray. He's going to replace Penta. He's going to replace Raven. There's plenty of time for Dragon Lee to become the best luchador in WWE.
Right.
Calm the fuck down.
And there's more on their way to add to it.
But I'm just talking about the Dragon Lee thing because everyone just keeps going. And not to mention the fact, Jesse, now with the acquisition of AAA, Triple H is telling Mexico, you can still see the stars.
Right.
Just know that it's like there's a way to do it, because Jesse will also tell you, you want a schedule that will run the roads that might be up there with the way Bushy Road decided to do things years ago. Mexico's not exactly a slow schedule.
I will say this. After watching SmackDown, our girl Tiffany better be careful.
Mm-hmm.
For those who didn't see it, and I didn't see it at first glance on Friday, somebody decided to leave their porcelain mask behind Tiffany Stratton. She might be coming for you. And there's no there's no cape. Nah, this is a different level of badass Nikki Cross.
But Jesse, this tag.
It took Asuka forever to beat this bitch down.
Yep. But no, Jesse, this particular tag division, you have the wily vets, you have the just great working teams, and you have the young upstarts trying to make a name for them. Jesse, this is
you just added the MFTs, the Tongans to this.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Guys, this tag division, Triple H, it took a while, but to be fair, he had to get through 30 years of bad Vince booking.
And Raw's slowly getting better.
Yeah.
And they talked about, and then when I was watching, they're talking about how Dexter and Joe were in NXT, and I watched them in NXT. I absolutely love where they have and how they have progressed and how good they are now on the main roster. It's just totally different, but oh my God, they're killing it.
Joe
I
Gacy
love it.
getting this shine is so beautiful, twofold. Because people used to see Joe Gacy on the Indies, and to be fair, there was a more athletic Kevin Owens tone to him. There was... By the way, because as a speaker, he was always really good, creepy as shit. This is, and by the way, that's the real life thing of the White Six that people don't understand. The propensity for Bo Dallas, who did not have to come back to WWE to do this,
No.
but to carry on his brother's legacy and his brother's plan of all this I was given. I'm going to help build stars through what I did.
Now, that's the most important thing to realize about this, is that, Jesse, what people don't realize, because that's the question that's been asked. So if Wyndham told the ending to Bo, what happens when it's over? Jesse, everyone in the Wyatt Six right now will be left better when the story is over. They're not just going to be...
Oh, God, yes.
They're not just going to be out on a limb when this is all over.
And clearly...
It's a tribute act right now.
And clearly the ending or the main plan has been told to Alexa Bliss as well.
Yeah.
And I love what I'm seeing from everyone doing this. It took Triple H a minute to get me back, so I wasn't sure. I'm like, man, you are icing them for a while. Now, they're going to be hot either way, but you're icing them for a while.
Yeah.
But I'm guessing he's been told what the main outcome of this whole thing is, and we all know he's all about building stars. So
Well, Jesse, Bo wouldn't be doing this if Triple H didn't know where they were going.
Right.
Because what's Triple H all about? Where are we
where's
going?
the plan? And I'm sure Bo is more straightforward than his brother, so he's just like, this is where we have to get to.
Yeah.
So yeah, I love it. I love it. Next match.
I just hope Michael Cole is going to be okay when he sees Nixie Cross because he's got really scared of her lately. So.
Well,
and I understand.
Before the Wyatt Six and before Nikki Ash, I think people forget. This was the creepy, crazy fucking woman
That brought him videotapes all the time.
No. Before the Wyatt Six.
Before the Wyatt.
Who used to go sniff him when that old group,
yeah.
what was the name of them when Eric Young was still there?
Sanity?
Yeah.
Yeah, Sanity.
She would go sniff this nigga.
Yeah.
She would sit there in front of him and he could call the match. So he's like, she freaks me the fuck out, dude.
It hasn't ended.
What I love as a commentator, he's kept that going.
Oh,
so,
yes.
Next.
Next up was a no DQ match for the Women's Intercontinental Championship with Becky Lynch getting the win. And now, since Becky has the championship, Lyra cannot challenge for it.
This was brilliant. I liked it.
This is really... So, here's my two questions coming out of this, though. Because, by the way, one of the most fantastic matches of this night. It was
a good match.
Fantastic. And even with Bayley's involvement, which actually makes all the sense in the world, of course she wouldn't want fucking Becky to end that girl's career. But, of course, she wants the Intercontinental Championship as well.
Right. Oh, by the way, it was so hard to find something more for Bayley. Just give it some time, folks.
Okay. I was waiting for her to come out
people
for this
and
match.
sometimes people don't see somebody that they like on TV for 3 weeks and fucking panic for no reason. Like, the Wyatts are off of TV for 3 months, and I'm like, relax. I don't like them on ice this long either, but just let's relax, people.
Also, Bayley doesn't agree with her best friend in let me go to a division and then win 7 belts and do nothing with them.
Right.
That's not who Bayley is.
No.
I love this story. I think they are clearly moving like Lyra up in terms of she'll probably be more part of the women's championship picture now.
Oh yeah.
Which is fine. She's finally kind of gotten over with the crowd and all that, so I think it's time to do that.
She will be your forever spunky babyface.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, there's a lot of those that got world titles.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of those.
And she's proved herself with the running with the first person run with the Intercontinental Championship. I mean, she showed she can do it.
There's a very nice, intricate story going on here with Bayley.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people are missing it because they just like, she doesn't win matches, blah, blah, blah. Stop worrying about that. Especially in WWE, stop worrying about that. It's like at the end of this match, it was telling. Like, of course, you know, the ref is counting to 3, and Bayley takes too long out of the shock. She accidentally hit, like, Lyra with that fucking chain, and it's almost like she went, fuck. Now, neither one of us is going to fucking be able to do this now. Like, she didn't want Lyra to lose.
No.
But she hates Becky so much that she got over-involved. And then, of course, because we saw on SmackDown, she tried to go apologize.
Oh, that was on
Raw.
On Raw, yes.
To apologize to Lyra. Now, Lyra's like, I want nothing to do with you. And she's like, I guess that's a good thing. I should refocus. But, like, it's almost like she had a moment of every time I try to do something decent, something terrible fucking goes wrong. Yeah. I like it. I like it a lot.
Next match.
Next matchup is the good old steel cage match for the U.S. Championship there, with Solo Sikoa retaining.
You know,
Weakest
I watched.
from escaping
You know,
from the cage.
Absolute weakest match of the night.
You know, even though yes, I agree with the weakest match of the night. I will say this much: this match was pretty much beat for beat how we said it was going to go.
Yeah, but in this case, not good. Sometimes
I'm not saying it was executed that way, but technically this is how we said it
as
was
Triple H has said, and I do, like I said, I did agree with it, even though the way sometimes he talks about things, and you're like, why are you so offended, Triple H show, bro? Sometimes what you expect is a good thing.
Yeah.
because it was like, okay, that means that's the logical point we should all get to, because everyone kind of expects it to get to that point.
Right.
So unless, and we're gonna see what happens, SmackDown. Now, to be fair, Sami Zayn earned a shot at the U.S. Championship because he pinned the champion.
He did.
That is true.
But
I don't think Solo was ready for that.
The old rules of wrestling. I don't give a fuck what you were ready for as a champion. If you got pinned as a champion in a non-title match, that means you might have to beat that person in a title match. Which, by the way, I love that New Japan has followed that for like 50 fucking years. Because that means if their champion loses to a singles person, like they're getting a title match at some point because they've lost to him.
And I still assume that with WWE, if a champion loses, somebody be like, "Ooh, there's a match coming up for that title soon."
Big butt,
We're not
humongous ass.
We're not talking about my better half.
This just felt bad bloodline. Like it was bad bloodline shit.
No, I agree.
And I get you're trying to also protect Jacob because in the end, even though he lost, he beats those guys' asses in the cage. I get it. But man, I was like, man, I'm feeling really empty after that match. So
I think my biggest problem right now is, and by the way, I forewarned this so many times. I get that it was all about the bloodline. I get that, and I'm okay with that. He's so good. He's so over. He's so fucking great that I think everyone is, and there's very few that it happens to like this. You got a belt. Neat. I don't fucking care anymore. Jacob Fatu is so fucking over that the only thing they want to see him do bloodline is literally Roman.
probably.
And if not bloodline, they want to see him break out and go do other things that don't have to. So the problem is, and this is the problem everybody has when they get Jacob, what do you do with him to keep him going? Because he's one of those few guys, he will never not be fresh.
Right.
That's impossible. He will always be fresh and a palate cleanser to whatever he's doing.
Right.
But the problem is, every single guy in this story right now, and this is just real, they're not Jacob.
No.
And
They're not.
And they're not Roman.
Now, I will say this. Because I'm trying not to get too excited by the rumors I heard. So, of course, on SmackDown, the MFTs won. They beat Motor City Machine Guns, a very, very injured Motor City Machine Guns. And, of course, Solo brought up the Wyatts. He didn't say it by name, but he mentioned the tag team titles, and we're going to have all the gold. Now, there's a thought that because he thinks things with Jacob are over and they're not, and of course the thought is Jay will come join his brother again here soon, that Solo's going to fuck around
And find out.
And fuck around too much with two different, his family and then that fucking family. And it could be Rowan that takes that title off of him.
That could be.
Because the whole you have too many enemies on too many fronts, somebody's going to get you at some point. If that happens, I told people, I'm like, it will make, it's twofold. Number one, that means we're getting very close to something that didn't seem possible after everything that happened last year, including the releases of Rhaegar and the other guy, that tag team AOP.
Razor?
Razor and Rhaegar. And that is that once they moved on, they were supposed to move on to the Judgment Day for WrestleMania and then Triple H really, 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 really wanted to do the story of Bo the Broken, I don't know what that fucking meant, versus Cody Rhodes. Well, here's the thing. Unless The Rock comes back, who the fuck is Cody's opponent for WrestleMania, right? So, the thought of the Wyatts holding all the gold on SmackDown for a short while is an interesting thought, depending on how you tell the story, because they are the seed of chaos.
Yep.
Vince never fully, because he was going in so many directions with the whole corporate ministry thing. He's just too many ideas for one crazy ass old man. That they never held all the titles. He wanted to do it,
Right.
but they never held all the titles. To do it would be very interesting. Next match.
Next match, we have the longtime vets, Dominic Mysterio beating AJ Styles. They've been wrestling for a long time.
That shit was funny, the 20 years. I'm like, nigga, you were 8.
This match.
You were in the match as a stipulation.
This
Do you
match.
have a light closer to you? It's getting kind of dark in your spot there.
I'll figure it out.
Okay. All right, just letting you know.
He's black. Of course, it's dark in the corner.
No.
Continue talking, Zach.
Wow.
Anyway.
Show you this big black dick. Go ahead.
I'd like to see my brother from another mother over there better.
Anyway,
We can see your white ass over there pretty good. So.
well, yeah, but Jesse's like an unlockable character. Sometimes we gotta do a little more.
That's funny. Go ahead.
Anyway, so no, this match. The funniest part about it, Jesse, I knew who was gonna win from the start because they kept referencing the match from 20 years ago. Who won that match? Oh, right, it was a Mysterio.
Yeah, Rey Mysterio won the match. He kept the sign.
Kind of regrets that now, but
And I was pulling for AJ, but I was like, no, it's all still, the signs are still going that.
The double Eddie reference fucking murdered me.
Oh,
yeah.
God, it was so good.
That was good. But I still.
AJ going, nah, fuck that. So
Yeah.
that's it.
Yeah, nope.
He dropped. So the ref's like, whoa, what the fuck happened?
Well, you know what he said? Wait a minute. I'm wearing the Eddie gear, not you.
I still see Finn Balor doing something to screw Dominic and get the title or something
Yeah,
like that.
he's
That
getting
still
title
is
off of him.
coming.
No.
I know that, but I was like, I was pulling for AJ.
Sorry, that's Finn and his riff.
But after Monday, still, even losing, AJ was still there.
Well, that's because he's AJ freaking Styles.
Well, that's true.
And AJ Styles has now officially, it's really weird. So, like, when you play Madden, if you sign a player that was, like, let's say drafted by somebody else, like, I got to a point where I signed Nick Bosa one time.
Yeah.
And I played so long with Nick Bosa, he went into the Hall of Fame as a Viking instead of a 49er.
Oh, wow.
That's how the Madden algorithm works.
Yeah.
AJ is now officially longer a WWE superstar than he was at anything else in his career.
Correct.
That's
So
true.
technically, AJ Styles is one of the greatest WWE superstars of all time because he's been there longer than anyone else.
Future WWE Hall of Famer.
Oh,
Yep.
definitely.
But no, it's
Well, both
just,
of them
it's just here's the thing that I need people to get over about AJ. AJ Styles, when he was in TNA, was the pit bull. And so he was fighting from underneath the entire time. So you didn't get to see the comedic side of AJ Styles.
Right.
But when he went to Japan, the comedy almost came out more with Bulldog AJ because Bulldog AJ was funny.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
Bulldog AJ was arrogant. Bulldog AJ was fucking...
He was like a rabid animal.
Exactly. But now that you get this version of AJ, which is even though he was considered too small then, because the name and the fact he put on like 30 pounds since he's been in WWE of muscle, he just seems like another one of the boys to where, Jesse, he can do the comedy shit.
Yeah.
And it can be funny. It's almost like people are like, well, why'd they re-sign? Look, guys, so far, I think what they did with R-Truth on SmackDown was the perfect thing to do, even though everyone wanted it to be this more serious thing. However, we'll talk about this once the show's over. I also think This is Triple H saying, God, I wish Dwayne and Travis had just stayed home on WrestleMania Sunday.
You're back? Yeah.
That
It's so weird, Ron. Like, you went kind of crazy there for 5 months. Like you went to Brussels and you told a kid like you were gonna ruin wrestling. That didn't really work out for you. But yeah, happy to have you back. I fucking died because R-Truth had the same face. Even me, I would have had like, wait, nigga, I did that. That was you. But
I
that was
watched
me?
it. I laughed my ass off with that too.
But anyway,
man. I love it.
But anyway, next match.
That shit was so funny.
Because again, AJ and Dominic did what they were supposed to.
Awesome.
AJ
Awesome
has
match.
never been the guy who's asked for everything at the top, so he doesn't mind working a little bit of mid card.
Hey, and to give him credit, to be giving Dominic this rub in his career right now is awesome.
Oh yes.
Yeah, no,
Really
Dominic Mysterio has now beaten AJ Styles on multiple occasions. Like that's
yeah.
a pretty damn
Cool.
good.
Oh, it's, he
moment.
deserves it. He's great. He's great.
Uncle
All right.
Alan, as he used to call him as a kid.
That is true. All right, next up is the main event of the night. Cody Rhodes and John Cena.
Before we
with
go anywhere,
a street fight.
yes or no? Explain later, but yes or no right now. This is what the ending of WrestleMania should have been.
God, yes. I told people.
Is it that simple? Is it that simple that this should have just been the ending of WrestleMania? Because that's what I said as soon as it ended. I was like, okay, what this match was a brilliant Vince. When Vince was at his peak with John, this is what it was. This was Superman, and this was, okay, we've had enough of Superman. Someone's got to take it off him for a little bit.
The problem with the heel
Cody
turn,
getting the win there, yes.
The problem with the heel turn always was is that it was connected to The Rock, and it never should have been. Now, we are learning Triple H was a part of that thought process, and that was fucking dumb. Because, of course, The Rock wasn't going to stick around. Why did you believe him? So, oh, well, movies come up. No, this nigga's a liar. He's been a liar, and that's why his movies haven't done as well either. But it should have never been connected to The Rock.
Do you, now that it's over, let me just ask the question.
And Travis Scott should have, should have never came out.
Should it have ever happened?
Yeah.
Do you? No, but I'm being serious. I think.
Are you meaning the heel turn, or
I think
with
I'm
the
just
Rock's
reserved to the
involvement?
fact I don't. It's funny. I finally got what I thought I wanted, and then I'm realizing I don't think I needed it. I don't look. In the end, yes. Am I basing it slightly off the fact that it was botched from the start?
2020 is hindsight. 2020 vision is
Yeah.
hindsight, yes.
But I'm going to be honest with you. I think Vince had a point. Maybe some people just need to stay in a role.
No, he didn't, because Hulk Hogan went heel, and that made WCW almost billions of dollars. So, no, fuck he didn't.
But
I don't know. Vince and John did pretty well for a while.
He tried to do that, Vince, and reminded Vince
like Hulkamania.
Before he was
The
Hulkamania.
C Nation did very well. I'm not doubting that.
Yeah.
But before Hulk was Hulkamania,
But
he
now-
was a heel.
The problem with the heel turn always
Was
should
Dwayne.
have been
Was Dwayne.
One, if you're going to connect it to Dwayne, it should never have been connected to Souls and none of that bullshit. It should have been the fact that we're two Hollywood stars. We're fucking above all you guys.
That is true.
That's how you should have.
They had a
connected
really
those two.
simple way, and they decided to go right,
And then
it was
went
just
to
like,
this. Oh, we want your soul
And
all
leave.
this shit.
No offense to Travis Scott, just leave him somewhere else.
Well, no offense to Travis Scott, but the company's burying you now. I don't know what happened, but that shit's done.
Yeah, it's gone.
They're
Cody
like,
ain't
Clips-
getting his.
Clips finished the goddamn job.
But- But then poor Cody didn't get his receipt, but maybe he did.
Well,
Cody got
are
one.
you sure?
Cody got one.
I know because he's not there anymore. But
This match became, and why the story was so great, was John trying to tap into being Super Cena again, which, by the way, big ups to New York chanting Super Cena.
oh yeah.
Guess what? Super Cena beats Super Cody.
This was probably the best John's look since he's been back in the
Oh,
retirement
absolutely.
center.
Oh, yeah.
And like I told people, I was like, the reason to me, if I rate this match, I'd give it 10 out of 10 stars, is this is how you allow John Cena to officially go to this guy, because Roman's already done part of his part, right? This is the guy. When we're not here, this is the guy. This is the guy. Now, unlike with Roman, where it almost felt force-fed to us,
Yeah.
Cody has always felt natural.
Yeah.
Because he came back.
Yep.
And he did the stuff with Seth. And so, when he came back, he was like super emotional about seeing Randy Orton, which we know he has an absolute history with. Hopefully, you should be able to hear me fine.
Well, it's a little bit lower when he comes down there, so that's all.
Okay, my bad.
No, it's all right.
I'm sorry I'm not as beautiful and perfect as you.
You do get very arrogant when you speak.
Don't worry, I'll still cuddle.
But yeah, no.
That's about where I thought that was going.
And John having to go, I'm not that guy anymore. This is the guy now.
And now,
Okay.
to transition the way they did, Jesse, they hit the music.
So,
And the whole
Okay.
crowd lost their ever fucking mind.
we were all expecting The Rock.
Yes.
Yes.
There is no doubt we were expecting to hear
They
If You
lingered a
Smell.
little too long. Michael
Because-
Cole at one point seemed to be trying to find words.
Right, and I'm like, okay, well, The Rock's going to come out. He's going to stare.
And I said I was.
And maybe we're going to – I don't know if we're going to do this match or the final boss is going to tease he's going to get rid of John Cena. I don't know.
Right.
Right?
Yeah. I was waiting for
But
it.
when
too.
I heard – I'm like, nah. And then the music kept going. And I'm like, this is a ruse. It's going to be The Rock. It has to be The Rock. Like, this is not – it's not Brock Lesnar.
And then he
TKO
walks out.
literally just put out this thing telling everyone, that, including their fighters, to tell people that this nigga's banned from TKO.
And then he walks out.
And I went, oh, he cut his hair. Also, Brock Lesnar's back.
Still big motherfucker.
I'm like, WWE will work with anybody. Like, I guess if you can sell tickets and do a story, we'll work with you.
Now, let us be clear to our fans. We will talk about this. We've talked about it off camera. We've talked about it with each other, group text, all these people.
Oh, yes.
Guys, in the refiling, he was named 44 times.
Yes.
However, I know people don't like to hear this. I know people don't like this. Jesse, what were the formal charges towards Brock Lesnar?
He was more conspiratorial.
But that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Well, no, actually, there were no charges. But in legal sense, there were some kind of...
So as his lawyers can say, because
Yes.
it's true,
Yes.
there is no legal charges where he can be arrested or put
that's
in
true.
prison.
Yes.
But the charges are conspiratorial.
But at the same time, Jesse, the conspiratorial...
And so technically, it's not even really, conspiratorial like you're in conspiracy to do it where you can go to jail. It is, you were clearly a part of this. She's not denying that she did it, right? She never denied that she did this with Brock Lesnar under, Vince McMahon's guise, right?
Yeah.
Here's the problem for Brock, really, about the whole situation. His past with women, especially in pro wrestling, is fucking horrendous.
It's not great.
Yeah.
It's fucking terrible. Sable apparently tamed the beast for a little bit. I don't know how she did it, but she did it. Well, then again, I saw her in the 90s. I never thought she was that hot. I know a lot of you guys did. She probably has some magical power in the power of being a woman that tamed him, but she did it. Okay? So because of his very terrible past with women, no one was going to see past what was actually going on between what happened with him and the Janelle Grant case.
Yes.
Because let's make it clear, even Sean Ross Sapp took some heat. I'm going to give out a trigger warning, but I have to say this word because some people called him this. No, Brock Lesnar in this case is not a rapist. He was never accused of rape
or a kidnapper or a
se-
trafficker
or sexual assault.
Yes.
Because she did these. She may have been coerced by Vince to do these things.
Yes.
But she did do them under her own volition.
Yes.
And another guy that was in that lawsuit that it got set
That
up
now
already.
flipped, and that's bitch boy John Laurinaitis.
Which is hilarious because they were in the same room for the Hogan funeral.
Are you gonna shit on her chest, boss? So
Yeah.
Brock is none of those things.
Bit of a weirdo.
Brock is a terrible person at times.
And a weirdo.
By the way, I said it before all this back in 2014 when he had that championship and was never around. And I'm just like, if he was not a box office draw, like, and Vince wasn't around, there's no way that a company would bring him back. Because at times I don't hate him per se, but he's just he comes off at times, and he's now talked about like his social anxieties, but he just comes off as an absolute jackass of a person.
Highly unlikable.
Right. So bringing him back is a twofold thing. One, I will give TKO, Nick Khan, and Triple H. I don't even know if it's credit, but you had the balls to go, well, if we're going to take this title off of John, there's really only one other big feud to probably do before his retirement match. And that guy's still under contract. So let's figure out if we can bring him back.
And John reportedly asked for it.
John reportedly asked for it. Then John said he didn't want it. I don't know if he was kayfabe working or not.
Yeah.
But then Triple H kind of spun what he was saying. And I get it. But to be fair, Brock has always been a hot topic, even before the Janelle Gray case. Mm-hmm. Because at times he just comes up as a terrible fucking human being.
Well, as I said, after Friday, John Cena has 10 more dates.
Right. So here is the thing. Because unfortunately, Wyndham has passed on. That is the way I would, and I'm starting to see people who, by the way, were bad mouthing the Y6 talking about it. It should have ended with Bray's gone. Well, fuck you. You didn't even want to see the Y6. Suck my dick.
That's fair.
But should have been Wyndham probably as his last match ever? Absolutely, because those two put in a lot of storytelling work in the Firefly Funhouse match. That would have been the perfect way for John Cena to go in Boston.
Do you think it might be Brock his last?
No.
I hope.
Brock will be in Perth.
Yeah. Well, no.
Okay.
Well, no. Didn't they just announce John has a match in Perth, and it's not
That's
Brock?
Clash.
At
Clash is
That's
coming up.
Clash.
In
Okay, yeah.
Clash in Paris at the end of the month, it's going to be
Logan Paul.
Yeah. But anyway,
Which
so
is all right.
But anyway, so now let's just talk about what is going to happen regardless of people who may be triggered by stuff or people who are this or that. Jesse, from a entertainment perspective, they got us.
Oh, God, yes.
Well, listen.
They got us.
They got a whole arena.
People can be pissed, happy, though the attacking each other thing. By the way, I need people to stop standing on pedestals. We all just need to understand the situation and go, okay, this is what the situation is. Yes, it is an active lawsuit. 'Cause by the way, the Brits, stop it, because you guys were not this way when it came to breaking down each of those fucking disgustingly proven allegations against some of your wrestlers in the UK at the time, by the way. And then some of you try to still support them secretly until it was not okay to support them secretly, a la Jake or Jack. What the fuck was his name? The goth dude?
Jimmy Havoc.
Thank you. Where then they couldn't really support him anymore because everything coming out against him was fucking terrible. And then starting being proven true in courts of law, the lawsuits against him. So regardless of how you feel about Brock, and like I said, there's some people who can push all that Janelle Grant stuff to the side even though they hate that and go, I just fucking hate Brock Lesnar. And at that point I get too.
Yep,
And
I
Brock
understand.
doesn't care.
And Brock doesn't give a fuck that you hate him.
No, he's getting a paycheck. He don't care.
I hate to say it, but you have to understand in business, there's a reason they didn't mind bringing Hogan out of L.A. Now, it sucks because he recently passed away, that the last thing he realized in the WWE arena was he got booed like that, right?
Yeah.
And it, you know, as people have now gotten to Eric Bischoff and made him understand, like, yeah, if he were to come out before he died, like if he had the chance to, of course they would have cheered him and thanked him. But at the time, I think everyone was just waiting for an apology from Terry Bollea, that's all.
Right.
So you're never going to get an apology from Brock Lesnar. You're never probably going to hear words about any of this from Brock Lesnar.
Brock Lesnar is going to show up, do his thing,
And leave.
and then go back to Saskatchewan.
So
And say thank you for my paycheck and go back home.
here's the thing. You could be offended by what Paul Heyman said, all of that. Just, you can choose to watch what happens during this feud. You can choose to not watch. But It's gonna happen.
Yep.
You think it's going to be just a single match or more?
It's gonna be one.
It's gonna be
it's
no,
gonna
no,
be one.
no, no. Brock Lesnar is at the point in his life with what his kids are going to start doing.
And by the way, you brought it up earlier, but Nick Khan said it, proving what I had said before. He actually was going to retire.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
he did state
Brock-
that.
So they
Brock is back.
talked him into
Yeah.
doing this.
Brock is back to do this,
Probably
and-
nothing else.
and then Brock is like, I got nothing left to do. And also, again, his kids. Again, he's got his daughter. Everyone knows
Got
about her
married.
stuff.
There's a son.
There's a
Yes,
son
there's a son.
who's not. He has not been drafted into the NHL, but he is in an NHL affiliated league.
And his daughter's
Four-time,
great athlete.
four-time
I mean,
All-American, trying to go to the Olympics.
Just got married to a husband who could never ever divorce her.
Well, no, they're just dating.
No, they got married.
That was
Oh,
not a
I didn't
marriage.
hear-
Oh, that was in a marriage.
Nope, they're just dating.
Oh,
But
well, he's smart to,
but-
to
but-
be good
but-
because
but it's the
he'll
first
end up
time
buried
ever-
in Saskatchewan.
it's the first time ever that a offensive lineman will not be the most powerful person in his family or his in-laws.
yes, sir. Will be said a lot at that dinner table.
Oh yes, absolutely.
And if it isn't said, well,
Well,
there'll be
let's-
a plot in Saskatchewan somewhere that we won't know about where he is.
well, oh please! You think Brock's gonna waste his time digging a hole?
No, he's gonna put his face up as he's cutting
it's
his
a
body
plot
open.
somewhere. I don't know. It's
No,
somewhere
no,
there.
no, no, no,
He'll
no.
be a part of the meat
Leroy,
company.
He's not going to bury him. I know. He's going to throw him somewhere.
No, he's not.
No,
he's
he's
got a
not.
full fucking.
He's gonna fillet him.
He's got a
Oh,
butcher
well.
fucking block, dude.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not gonna be good.
Let's be
I
very
wasn't
clear.
gonna go that far,
Let's
I
be very
guess.
clear. If she comes home and there's a single bruise inkling that something's wrong, the San Francisco 49ers will have an open roster spot. Just saying.
But
Just
see,
saying.
But see, I look at her too, and I don't know if she's going to get a
All
bruise,
I'm
'cause
saying is,
I think she could probably
no,
take
no,
his
no,
ass
no,
down
no,
too.
stop. Hold on. Pause. I don't. How dare you, sir?
What?
Accuse me of this. I'm not saying she can't handle herself. I'm just saying that's the Papa Bear. If the
Oh, yeah.
Papa Bear sniffs anything off, he knows his little bear cub can handle herself. But he's still going to get his.
Now, here's why I was mad at Brock.
Well, I do
Yeah.
agree because
Let me tell you guys why I was mad at Brock after he came out. We saw that photo. I mean, why did he cut his hair? I want to see long hair Brock in WWE. I want to see him do this shit in the way his hair's all bouncy.
I didn't see it cut. I
Yeah,
just
he
saw
cut it.
I just saw it pull back.
No, he cut at least
Is
an
it
inch
cut?
or two off.
it didn't look like it, but yeah, he
Yeah.
pulled back there,
All
so
right,
I wasn't
all right,
sure.
well, fair enough.
I'm like, man, Brock.
Overall, though, we also have to acknowledge before we move on to run through what was a interesting Dynamite is probably the best way to describe it.
Are we going to run through the AAA for Saturday, the card or anything today? Or
no, because I want people, and I'm being serious. I thought about this. I want people, because we've talked so much on the show about everything that is involved in a Triple Mania. I want you guys to all just go watch it and have no inkling of what's going to happen.
Yeah, this Saturday on YouTube.
I don't want to be a part of what you're about to watch. We'll talk about it afterwards.
Was it 5 or 6 o'clock our time?
It's free.
On YouTube, it's free.
Just
Is
go
it?
watch it.
It's
It's
like
free.
5 or 6 o'clock, isn't it? Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Something like
guess
that.
what? They will go to 5 to 6 hours.
I know.
Welcome to Triple Mania.
I'll get done with work, come home, and be able to watch
But no,
it.
it is also worth mentioning, Jesse. So story don't matter. It's all about the moves, right? It's all about wrestling. Funny, even Dave couldn't walk this to a 4.5, could he? He couldn't walk Cody and John to a 4.5.
He gave Cody versus John 5 stars.
Yep.
Certified 5-star match for Dave Meltzer.
And you know, it bothered him to his very core.
That he had to be honest with himself.
Yeah.
Like, damn, no, this was great. This was great. This was excellent.
And
This is
by the
everything it
way,
needed to be.
funny story, all those guys, Jesse, who are kicking out of everything over in the other place, Jesse, John's been doing that for fucking years.
You got bad at him. He called him Super Cena, which was fair.
Yeah.
It was fair.
Now, I will say this, though. I watched them both hit finishers and kick out. But, Jesse, I brought this up to Allison. When they kicked out, what did the other guy do? He sat there and he wrestled with himself. He thought to himself, what do I have to do?
Right.
Whereas in AEW, they just would have walked over, picked him up, and hit him with another move.
Yeah. It just moves on. Yeah, it just moves on.
Sometimes, guys, you can get a crowd behind you, even if you kick out of multiple finishers, if you sit there and you struggle. Jesse, a lot of wrestlers we've talked to, they hate this. But let's be honest. Acting is a large part of this sport.
It's a major part of this sport.
It is a big thing. Because remember, Jesse, what they do in AEW, oh, my finisher didn't work. I'll pick you up and hit you with another big move that's not my finisher, but hey, I beat you. And they're like, he's strong because he kicked out of a finisher. Jesse, he kicked out of a finisher. Now the guy's got to go, well, now what do I do?
Right.
And then you try something else. Not just go into it. Right. It's a simple formula that the diehards don't want to admit is, quote, more entertaining than what you're watching in AEW. Moving on to Dynamite, which, by the way, like Jesse already put, by a decent margin, lost to NXT. But, hey, the weeks that they lose to NXT, no one talks about the ratings. Dave's not tweeting about the ratings. Dave's not trying to justify the ratings. They do 8 one week and then dip back into the 6th the next, and Dave's all over it.
He basically tries to say, like, well, they beat NXT because of the Max streaming, and he has no proof. He has no actual fucking proof.
Because Max will not give Dave Meltzer the fucking numbers.
They don't release those numbers.
Exactly. So how the fuck do you know?
All they can release is concurrent views, and by the way, the concurrent views are not that fucking high.
No.
So it's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
I don't remember which Dynamite it was, but I read, Jesse, it was maybe 30,000 more concurrent views?
Yeah.
Maybe 30?
Fucking full of shit, man.
Anyway, all right, so now we're going to get into the world of AEW. All right, I'm going to be honest with you. They ruined one of the best things they had going. It is what it is now. Temu Watch, all that stuff. Jesse, what is MJF's plan, and why is Briscoe involved if he wants the world title? I guess I don't actually know what they're doing.
I don't know what the fuck they're doing anymore.
Because, like, okay, you did a good thing with Mark. We got it. We understood it. Why is Mark still around? What is this about?
I don't know if they're trying to turn him fucking babyface again. I don't know what they're trying to do.
And also, by the way, guys, the crocodile tears, as Jesse would call them, Tony Khan talking about his biggest regret was not getting Jay on television. To Jesse, they're just crocodile tears because they're like, you could have paid the fine and not fucking looked back.
Leroy, they did their press conference in 2018. The first Dynamite
That's
was
true.
in 2019.
Yep.
I believe he passed away in 2022.
Yep.
Yeah, that sounds
Which
right.
means you
yes.
had 3 fucking years to sign both of these
So
guys.
I knew that when you read Tony's response, you were like,
Get the fuck out of here.
it's all bullshit.
When he does shit like that, I hate him.
Yep.
Oh, you know, then why didn't you? You knew Vince wasn't going to do it, so why didn't you?
It's true.
You didn't have competition to go sign them. And clearly you didn't care about the numbers.
Well, that, and it was like, well, there was many times they were backstage at a Dynamite and never did anything.
Go fuck yourself, Tony Khan.
All they could do was fine you. That's all Jesse, the bullshit about, well, Zaslav wasn't there. Wait, yes, he was. What the fuck are you talking about? But no, it's like, Jesse, what the worst they could do was fine you. That's all they were going to do. What, they were going to take Dynamite off the air because of Jay Briscoe? No!
Not when they just gave you that deal.
No! That's the bullshit that people want to believe. That's why they're crocodile fucking tears. All they were going to do is fine you. That was it. And you've clearly shown money means nothing.
Every time I want to be like, I don't think he's a bad guy. He does shit like this. I'm like, oh, yeah, that's right. He is the son of a fucking billionaire. He's probably spoiled. Shut the fuck up, kid.
The greatest regret is that you couldn't get Jay Briscoe.
You had
on
3
Dynamite.
years. If Triple H set it up, I believe him. Because he didn't have control until after he was dead.
Yep.
So, like, So, yeah, I'm sure Vince never allowed him to sign those guys to NXT and all that shit. You had 3 years. You could have had him. FTR literally went to a different promotion to have 3 of the greatest fucking matches with these guys, and you barely actually wanted to show it on TV each time it happened. You had 3 years. Like, I'm not trying to hear this shit from Tony Khan. No. They haven't canceled you yet. They didn't cancel you when they threw fucking quarters at MJF. They didn't cancel. They haven't canceled you for shit.
You tried to put a plastic bag over a man with concussion and issues head. You tried to pour bleach down a man's throat. You fucking put a death match on fucking national television and lost a fucking major fast food chain sponsorship.
You almost fucked around and could have permanently fucking brain damaged Matt Hardy. And they have not canceled you.
They barely know you're on the books.
Get the fuck out of
here.
here,
You might have had
man.
one intern that was watching the show, and one of the executives on the golf course was like, "Oh, this could be a problem. I'm gonna fine you I'm gonna fine you $70,000. Write the check."
People say we're not even. If you actually watch and listen to us, you're clear. We're clear. What did I do last week? I yelled at Triple H.
Yep.
It's Tony Khan's turn. Get the fuck out of here, dude. Fuck it. I was actually infuriated.
I was disgusted.
Like, get the fuck out of here. You could. Golly, man.
Not to mention the fact, Jesse, to your point, Triple H wasn't in charge. Tony, I thought you ran this bitch. Because you go out every fucking press conference to talk about how this is all you.
And by the way, you're trying to tell me if he was the other 50% owner that Cody Rhodes told you no? I doubt it. He was friends with those guys. So what the fuck? So what stopped you?
Oh, wait. Maybe you are just like... Oh, no, hold on. Let me say something the diehards want me to say. Maybe you're just like WWE and sponsorships fucking matter. You want to give Triple H shit? He's not the he's not the top of the totem pole.
He's the head of creative, but yeah, he's on the top of the totem pole.
He's not the top of the totem pole. That's Nick Khan.
That's Nick Khan.
If Nick Khan would have said no, you and I would have been like, okay, kind of get it.
Would have been pissed, but would have been like, he's the top guy. He can say no.
But the top guy sitting there with the crocodile fucking tears and the bullshit.
And after everything I've seen Nick Khan do for WWE in the last 4.5 years, he would have signed them.
He would have fought for that and been like, what's the fine? He would have pulled a Michael Jordan situation. Why don't we just pay the fine? We're making more on merch than the merch alone will pay their bills and the fine.
Right, who cares?
Fuck, I hate that. But anyway, no, Jesse, what was the why? What is the MJF story? Do you have any idea right now? Because without the Hurt Syndicate, I don't know what's going on.
I don't know if they're trying to make him a babyface. I have no idea.
Because he stepped in a great story, and if anyone in that group, whether it was Shelton or Bobby, because MVP supposedly was not the person that asked to break this up, I would have looked at them and said, "What am I paying you boys? Sit down and shut up. Sit down, shut up, go work with a little white boy."
I don't think they would said no to MJF.
You think it's a cover-up story?
I think it's a cover-up story. That who would say no to MJF?
All I'm saying is this, Jesse. They get to keep the tag titles because MJF keeps interfering, but there's no team to work with, so we can't do that story. Okay, what's story number 2? Oh, yeah, MJF gets a world title shot, wins the world title. He's not the top of the group. That's still the tag guys, but they're helping him stay this little weaselly world. Can't do that because we're just going to break this shit up. Like, I don't know what this is anymore. Like for the first time, I don't know what MJF is doing, Leroy. I don't know why he's here.
Collecting a paycheck.
Well,
Yeah.
he's been doing that since the day he left Vegas.
Well, the moment he
yeah.
resigned, yeah.
Since the day he resigned that night in Vegas, he's been doing that. Anyway, as we move on, I get to take a little bit away from everybody, and including Jesse, a little bit, although Jesse was fearful. Jesse, I thought the Death Rider shit was just going to finally go away.
Remember, though, I said last week, I'm like, he's going to get right back in the title picture somehow, some way.
This fucking speedball Mike Bailey match was like, Tony, one guy's been doing tag team shit for a month. The other guy was in your world title picture for the last 8. Why are they just randomly facing each other on a fucking Dynamite? This is the stuff that infuriates me. Mike Bailey just took a fucking dirty loss.
Tony's so much better than, even though like he does that at UFC. Tony's just so much better than Dana White because he gives you the matches you want. Dana White has a pay-per-view every month. He gives you the matches you want every 3 months. Now, to be fair, that's actually real. So there's also Vegas shit and all that shit that Dana has to deal with.
So wait a minute. We wanted this match?
No.
The sickos might have.
The sickos and Tony wanted this match.
But the rest of us
no.
no.
Well, no, the rest of us are sitting here like, where's Kevin Knight? Well, he doesn't need to be out there. Why not? He's been the tag team partner of Speedball for the last...
Where's Kevin Knight? Who's Kevin Knight? Why's Kevin Knight?
What Kevin Knight? Why?
Kevin Knight.
Shafir.
Kevin Knight was not out there. And no,
He could have been.
Hold on. Let me just paint the picture real fucking quick. If you got a tag team partner who's about to face a guy, and this guy just spent the last 8 months beating down the roster with a fucking group, wouldn't you show up as backup?
I would ask for backup.
You think that's how logic works? Okay.
It does.
So, hey, sickos. Speedball Mike Bailey, despite being a real-life black belt, that's fine. Just, once again, the babyface just stupidly walks into the fucking lion's den.
Yeah,
like,
that's about
what
it.
the fuck are we doing?
Spinning our
So,
wheels.
good news, everyone. Speedball Mike Bailey will now officially be referred to as Hong Kong Phooey. Not because Jim's doing it, but because, guess what? He was just made to look like a fucking cartoon.
With floppy ears?
I don't know. I'm trying to grasp at straws, but, like, no.
The bullet is pretty floppy.
All I'm trying to say is this. Jesse, now I'll get to my point. Why should I take my, Speedball seriously if he's going to be stupid enough to do this shit? Why? He was stupid enough to walk in here with nothing.
Like I said, I grade AEW on its own curve, which is not a good one, but...
That's like saying the curve is the kid in the class who gets a D every time.
That's what the curve we're at, I think.
Next up, Jesse, you say it all the time. Whew. Tony Storm can spin a yarn even when you bring in Alex Windsor. And that's not a shot against her, but, like, Tony will make you want to say something. Problem is, it's just feeding Alex Windsor to Mercedes Moné, who now has, 7 belts?
Or 8.
Is it 8 belts?
I forget the name of the company. New Japan was trying to, like, do everyone a favor. Like, stop this shit.
Oh, yeah, no, it says right here because the next segment is literally 8 belts Moné. New Japan... Yeah, no, Jesse, that's the part nobody really talks about. The second and or third biggest wrestling company in the world, probably second over AEW. Jesse, they got out of the Moné business a while ago.
It's not doing them any good. So why? Keep going.
And by the way, Leroy, it's not like she had the the New Japan or the IWGP women's title because that doesn't really exist. She had the strong title. It was just strong. And even they were like, nah, we ain't doing this shit.
Right.
We're not going to have our belt be amongst this fucking, card thing of belts she's got going on. Nah, fuck that. And then Aubrey Ed, once again, being fucking funny, crumbling under the weight of all the belts. You know what? It's just, I get that there needs to be comedy, but we can get comedy from AJ Styles and Dominic Mysterio and still have it be serious.
This person deserved they deserved their partial banning off of Reddit, but this was the funniest sexist shit I've ever seen in my life. I don't know if this person was a WWE. No one knows that they're a WWE fan, or if they were like just a sexist loser. But so it was funny. So
Are we still on?
Yeah,
we're on.
Okay, cool.
I just was researching of
Oh, okay, cool.
the 8 titles, and
Yeah.
the one thing they have for the title make me go, huh? They consider, because she's a TBS champion,
Yeah.
but she also has the Owen Hart Foundation Tournament Championship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a belt.
Yep.
Is it going to be
No, it won't be
contested.
defended. It's just adding to the Ultimo Dragon picture she wants at the end of the year.
She's that. She's a Rev Pro.
Yep.
Queen of Southside Championship, CML Championship,
Yep.
and the EWA Championship.
Yep. But anyway, Jesse, back to your point on Reddit.
Wow.
I'll educate you later. So on Reddit,
It's a lot of belts.
It's
the guy posted.
stupid.
He posted the video of Aubrey Cumberly,
I did see that.
and then underneath it he said, "She's not cute enough to keep doing this shit."
I'm not here to talk about the looks.
Like I told people, I'm like, first of all, this dude is foul. You guys rightfully suspended him off the group. Smart. But why does she still make herself a part of the... You're not supposed to exist.
You want to know why the referee was involved in that SmackDown segment?
'Cause it was
Nick,
funny.
Because Nick Aldis said, "I got you a referee," so he had to be
for
standing
your birthday,
there.
it's a new referee.
Yeah,
I was actually disappointed in the crowd for not chanting referee, to be honest.
Yeah, exactly.
The joke was there, and they fucking missed it.
yeah.
Godly. Push Aubrey to the side. Just stay with this company because any other company might have fired you. I don't know what the fuck you're doing. Mercedes Moné. You know what? Mercedes Moné to me. Let's talk music real quick. Mercedes Moné to me at this point, Zach, she is what's a good band to kind of put in there? What's a good artist? Oh, got it. She is Nicki Minaj.
Oh.
Could be
wow.
could be the greatest at what she does.
Yeah.
She's not very likable.
Nope.
Everything surrounding her is shit.
She could be considered the Ronnie Radke of fucking this.
That's another one you lump her in with. She's disappointing.
Yeah.
It's every time you see.
Was I the only one, Jesse, in the metal community that was more disgusted that Ronnie brought out all the inflatable mic stand things? Like,
He's an idiot.
it's just, was it funny? Kind of. But you were also a moron when it happened and you didn't handle it well. So it's not something that most people want to talk about in their career. Because, Jesse, let me be very clear. Vince Neil, despite ruining himself on stage because he just can't sing anymore and Vince needs to stop.
Right.
Jesse, he doesn't remind everyone that he bought his way out of jail after killing one of his friends. He killed somebody
Right.
and literally bought himself out of jail. That happened. Vince doesn't remind everyone of that every time he goes on stage.
Right.
Most people in rock just want to move on from the shit they've done. As much as he's a moron, Tim Lambis does not remind people that he tried to have his ex-wife killed.
No, but every time you see him, and I don't even know how he keeps dating women, but every time he's in a new thing with a new woman, you're like, oh, yeah, no, this dude may need to have just stayed in fucking prison. Maybe, like,
Yeah.
clearly has some anger shit he needs to work out.
Yeah, and also might have not been the steroids, Tim. But
No,
anyway,
you're an angry person.
right? But no, it's just Jesse. She's people want to tell me, and Bryan Danielson said it, and other people say it. It's a parody. No, she's a parody of fucking wrestling.
The fact he called WWE a parody of wrestling was stupid. Because you work in AEW, Brian.
That's what I keep trying to explain to people.
Like, you work in AEW.
You work in AEW. But anyway, no, Jesse. Alex Windsor is just gonna lose.
Yeah.
I don't know why we built this up. Because everyone's like, well, but Zach, you always talk about you can be good in a loss. Not when Monet's around.
Nah.
You don't get built in a loss with Mercedes Moné.
Nah, son, you get forgotten about. You don't exist. The only reason Chris Statlander's still around in AEW because she's Chris Statlander in AEW. Because if she was in Queen of the South Wrestling, no one would know who the fuck she was after she lost.
Yeah, no, I'd like to ask the sickos and the diehards, who did she beat for all these belts?
They don't know.
I bet you could name me maybe two.
Right. I don't know.
But yeah, hey, once again, let's just put a fatal four-way together, and once again, Queen Amanita. I don't know why she's still there.
Tony Khan, I will say this though: Tony Storm really is probably the best thing that shows up on AEW TV week to week.
Not even a question. Speaking of the worst thing to show up on AEW TV, thanks for the thing here, Jesse. All right. Guys, this company has provided pyro, huge graphics, and amazing things to literal indie darlings that very few people have heard of until they're on the show.
Yep.
Now, yes, they were tyrannical, they were dictators, they were dicks, they were losers, and this is just their personal lives. Matt and Nick Jackson are now, was it Matt and Jeremy?
It was their new generation names.
That's right, it was Generation Me. See, but what bothers me, Jesse, is random question. Where are the camera shots of the production crew laughing at them? Where's the story of the individuals taking back their pound of flesh and their comeuppance?
Leroy, one time in college,
They're nowhere.
I decided to I try to ask this gorgeous girl in my journal class. Trying to get into TV, you have to take a journals class because you got to know ethics and all that shit.
Yeah.
And we went on this great date. We took her to the movie. She invited me back to her place. I'm not gonna lie, Leroy, I never thought of sex or none of that, right? But it starts to get heated, Good shit. Leroy, you know what she did?
Yeah, what's that?
She cut the J off at third base. Yeah.
What the fuck?
She cut the J off at third base. Now, to be fair, I finished at third base. Let's not lie about it.
If she's saying we got a home run, it should have been a home run.
Because I'm not saying his name anymore. She cut the Jesse off at third base.
That's just wrong.
Right?
That is wrong. You should have went to home.
Everyone's going to remember that I just told them that story more than they're going to remember Generation Me, the Young Bucks. I don't even know why they get to show up to TV every week.
Jesse, even
So we
with
can laugh
their
at 'em?
bad past, even with their inability to actually be entertaining, they had a shot to make this entertaining.
I have seen pornos with better stories than the Young Bucks.
But now let's take, okay, but if I cut you off,
All right.
As a matter of fact, I've seen pornos called the Young Bucks that are better than the Young Bucks.
that's fair. But no,
haven't seen
Jesse,
those,
if
I
I
know.
were to cut the rest of those years off and just cut to this moment, and these two guys lost, Jesse, it's one thing for people to take revenge. Don't we need to know who's taking revenge? Like, oh, hey, guys, the production crew's messing with them. First of all, I thought we were trying to all be professionals. I thought Tony Khan was running the show. I thought that all the wrestlers got all... Like, Jesse, it's supposed to be funny, but the problem is the Bucks have once again left out why it's supposed to be funny.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
They don't understand humor.
The brilliance of Abbott and Costello's Who's On First, technically, we knew all the names of the people
Right.
who were the joke.
Correct.
Technically.
Right.
But the problem is, I don't know, third base, I don't know who the Young Bucks are getting screwed by.
You cut the Rock off at second base. Here's the thing, I have been left with blue balls in my life, and it sucks, man. You just God damn, my nuts are heavy. I have never been left wondering why I watch pro wrestling and Vince McMahon is not involved, besides when the Young Bucks are on my screen.
Yeah, no, they're a lot like him, even though they've never worked a day in their life with him.
When they came out as quote unquote, and the things were them as Generation Me, I'm like, okay, so who is being, like you said, who is being a dick and why? What's the joke here?
Maybe Vince is their father.
Is
and we don't
the
know.
joke that now people can fuck with them, and the best you got is bringing up one of their old wrestling names? That's the best you got.
Not. Now, when DX was in the truck, Jesse, 90% of what happened, you weren't expecting.
Well, sure.
It just happened. The low voice, the
Right.
high voice. These guys,
The chicken.
these guys literally probably had
He
four.
loves cock.
Yeah, right. Literally
I'm
had
just
like
saying the chicken.
4 or 5 ways to go with this, and they picked the literal lamest one. A tag team name when no one gave a shit about them, when no one liked them, when no one cared. And boys, Generation Me was, hey guys, thanks for being enhancement talent. Because that's what you fucking were. I don't understand it. And by the way, Leroy, you would think this would be the thing that I just don't want to ever go back and watch again. Nope. That was the next segment. Who does this art for Don Callis, and why the fuck are they willing to do this for money? That was a deeply uncomfortable photo.
I will say this though.
It was,
What photo? What did it?
look up Don Callis and Kyle Fletcher portrait. That's all I'm gonna tell you.
You want to talk about a guy with a problematic past, and then you do a photo like that? Interesting.
That's all I'm saying.
Very interesting.
All I'm saying.
Now let's talk about the more sad part of this.
Yeah. His title reign or his title win meant nothing because it was
Kyle Fletcher is just
a man on an island.
lost.
Yeah.
Just like, they were doing a really good job on Raw of talking about how Dragon Lee was talking about how he felt like lost in the shuffle. He had to find his way out of that. And all that shit. And I thought that was a really good story beat for the commentators to bring up about Dragon Lee. Get the fans back into Dragon Lee. Like, hey, guys, we haven't given up on him. We're going to get back into this, If they were doing something like that with Kyle Fletcher, I'd be into it. Like, okay, he's lost these matches. He understands.
Well, but that's legitimately what we talked about last week was that Jesse, if he comes out of All In and he just comes out and he says for fucking 3 minutes, I'm going to figure out what's wrong with me. That's something to hold on to. You know what? Maybe even though he's halfway retired, even though it's in Texas, even though the Von Erichs are there, sometimes Vince did very uncomfortable things for business. Maybe, just maybe, Kyle Fletcher should have just gotten the win at the biggest fucking show of the year instead of a random fucking show on television.
Yeah.
It's the equivalent of when Mick Foley lost at the pay-per-view and then fucking beat Triple H, the next fucking night on
it
Raw?
was so weird.
And it was like, well, more people saw it. Maybe that was true back in that day, but it still didn't fucking make a whole lot of sense.
Yeah, I actually feel bad for Kyle Fletcher at this point.
Well, and then Jesse he gets the weird ass fucking picture that's just like, Don, why do you keep doing this? This is just, it's weird.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know. Next up, Jesse, where has the former Hall of Famer, the former guy who won more titles in WWE than everyone got into, he gonna beat a guy who's always struggled his whole life and ain't got no hose?
First of all, that Malcolm is still brilliant.
Oh, yeah, no, it's a great line, but it's still a bad story.
I'm bald. I'm broken. I can't get no hose. And I broke after you because that shit was funny.
Yeah.
I was like, God damn, that's funny.
Well, but to be fair, the whole, what was it, raggedy bitch thing?
So, because interrupted Daniel Bryan,
Yeah.
who had said some kind of funny foul shit. Then he just went, you raggedy bitch.
It broke everybody there, too.
You raggedy bitch just broke the whole arena. He's good.
Yeah.
He's very funny. This pairing still makes no sense.
No. FTR, even with what they've become, there's no history of them ever needing someone to be behind them. And now their manager's going to go in a joke match.
There you go. You finally found the photo. Good for you, Leroy. He took forever to get there.
Yeah, we're in a whole different segment, bro.
No, that's okay. He needed to see it.
And he's spending way too much time looking at it.
That's
Deeply disturbing? Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
what the
Yeah, I agree.
wow.
Yeah, I agree.
I think it was to fuck Kyle Fletcher. So, yeah.
Not cuddle maybe, but not.
No, he wants to fuck him.
Don does.
You don't make a man look like a fucking Titan from Attack on Titan without wanting to apparently get into
Well,
bed
he
with
makes
him.
himself look like a Titan also.
Well, I get that, but I mean, you don't do that kind of stuff just to cuddle.
Well, yeah, you get some man love there.
That's right.
Yeah.
Damn.
But anyway, Jesse.
Prison man level.
But anyway, Jesse, back to the Stokely thing. Like,
I am at a loss. So yeah, we're gonna do this. What is it? So it's Malcolm versus
Edge.
Yeah, the Hall of Famer. Okay.
And then, also, just so people were aware, there was the backstage with Renee and all that shit with the interview. Again, still no production team. And then after that, because they can't fucking just do what Vince used to do, which is here's a backstage pre-tape, go right into the fucking match, which used to kind of actually flow the show well. No, we had to have that weird-ass fucking art segment. And then Bro Dito...
Oh, God, yes.
Beat the Young Bucks.
Love it. Love it.
Although we love it, do you remember when beating the Young Bucks in a tournament for the titles actually kind of meant something?
I don't care that it means nothing now. I just like watching them lose.
Yeah, it's fun to watch.
Like
it's fun. Yes.
It reminds me of like the Patriots losing so much last year. Like it gave me a chub each time it happened because it's after 20 years of being tortured. It felt good. Like it felt good to know that you're a bottom feeding piece of shit like us, you know, and to see the Bucks have to look at the lights where they belong. Listen, we need some more positive divine intervention in different parts of the world for damn sure. But I'll take that wrestling divine intervention every day. Every day of the week.
I'm trying. I'm praying. I'm hoping it works.
And all right, so then that happened, and then immediately we went to MVP kicking MJF out of the Hurt Syndicate. Again, I like when you refer back to things on the show, but Jesse, he did 3 things in a row, then he had a break spot, then he did the same 3 fucking things again, but in a different order, and I'm just like, again, I guess you're telling the story that Max was all me, and they're we, and I'm like, okay, so where's the fucking next little piggy that's going to come into this fucking segment? I don't understand what we're doing. And then the whole thing about, I hope you win the belt, but fair warning, Bobby's going to come for it. Okay, nothing against Bobby because we all know he is always in line for a title shot when he looks like that. He's done nothing to interact with any main event talent. Bobby's just going to walk in and take it. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought we all hated when Brock did that.
Yeah, he's Black Brock Lesnar. I thought you knew this.
I thought that was Oba.
Well, he's the best version of that.
Oh, okay.
That is true.
Well, this is the original version of that. This is Bobby Lashley. Bobby who? And then he lost to him. That, by the way, was one of the greatest things. Brock Lesnar tells a knock-knock joke and then loses his title. It's one of the funniest things I've ever seen in pro wrestling.
That was epic.
Bobby who? And then he fucking loses because of Roman Reigns. I thought that shit was hilarious. MJF should just let his contract run out, I guess. Like I'm out. That dude is that talented, and that just happened on air.
I didn't hear anything.
Perfect. So
I did.
Well, just out of this year, but not this year.
That's because you're wearing headphones.
They voted him out.
Yep.
Okay.
Also, by the way, I still think it was so dumb that Shelton physically had to do the thumbs down thing. You already did that vote. Like, I mean, that's a bad callback. I just...
You know why they probably did that, right? What's the most famous thumbs down in pro wrestling?
Probably Dave.
Outside of Dave Bautista, what's the most famous segment with a thumbs down? Triple H to Randy Orton.
Yeah, that's like Triple H, Randy Orton. That's the best one.
And guess who he likes to badmouth all the time?
Oh, it's true.
Triple H.
Yeah.
That's what that probably was. That's fine. Whatever.
Next up, we're going to skip the Stokely response to Edge.
Understand, you guys are thinking about Triple H and he ain't thinking about you.
Yeah, no. So we're going to skip the next Stokely thing because, like I said, this is just weird. Jesse, you said that Okada would be the first challenger for the world title. No, Okada's going to go face Swerve.
Makes no sense.
For the unified title.
Now, I'm excited about the match.
Yeah.
But it makes no sense.
Wait. He's saying, I'll challenge you to come get my titles.
No, I think Swerve challenged him.
Swerve challenged him. But remember, it's only for the unified title. The other 2 belts he still has.
All right.
You know what?
Makes no fucking sense.
This pivot, I don't mind. You want to know why?
Why is that?
Swerve is at his best, and it feels like so is Okada. When they have somebody really good to bounce off of.
Yeah, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. No, I think Okada just got sick and tired of Tony making him wrestle a bunch of dudes that are just not on his fucking level or not worth his time.
Dudes,
Yeah.
Here's the thing, because I'm sure Okada does not mind losing to people, but he's probably like, if you're not going to push these guys when I'm done, then I'm just going to beat them. Because there's no point in me doing that.
Yeah, it's funny. Jim continues to call Okada the most worthless, useless piece of shit in the history of the wrestling business.
Wow!
Only because he watches Okada give no effort. But to be fair,
There's a reason for
Okada's just saying, if my booker's not going to give me any effort, why the fuck should
That has
I?
to make Brian laugh, because Brian watches New Japan like I do. He probably was like, whoa, Jim, come on.
Well, no, actually, Brian is not, I'm saying, fully agreeing with that. I'm saying that Brian always responds with, well, I can't deny it's not the Okada of old.
No, it's not. No, it's not. It's not.
And it's understandable if he's going to be that way.
So that's the part that Brian agrees with.
But that's strong.
Well,
wow.
This is going to be, I mean, it's going to be a great match.
But Jesse, when he finally goes to WWE and cares and tries for his money, Jim might change his opinion.
Jim probably will change his opinion.
5-star matches all the time.
He clearly did with Penta. Remember, after the first match, he was like, oh, this guy can sell. I'm like, well, he didn't have to care in the last company.
No, because nobody else did.
Right.
Oh, he didn't watch Lucha Underground then, I guess.
TNA, none of it.
Well, to be fair, Jim doesn't ever want to watch TNA again.
Well,
Which, by the way, Jim has an argument there.
He does have an argument there. I do understand.
Dixie Carter
yes.
did kind of fuck over everybody.
Well, and the other guy he wants to piss on too. Yeah.
And then backstage, Hangman offered support for Mark Briscoe, but what's weird to me is Mark is only involved because of MJF, but MJF wasn't involved in this segment.
Pause. This did happen. Why? Hangman, you're the world champion.
You can get whatever the fuck you want out of
You
this.
can do whatever the fuck you want out of this.
Just go to Tony Khan and say, give me Mark Briscoe.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to go see, that's the problem that bothers me, and wrestling does this a lot, and Triple H has been, I think, more guilty even than Vince about this. When someone wins a title shot, it doesn't automatically make you the next contender.
Right.
It just means you have a shot.
Right.
I'm not saying it's a Money in the Bank situation where it's anytime you fucking want, but like, Jesse, you win a number 1 contenders match, you're the number 1 contender. You win a shot at the title, literally it's in the word. Like, you have this shot at some point coming down the line. Now, Vince sometimes would screw the babyface and be like, well, you're not the current number 1 contender. That's this guy, because this is money. Now, you may have won that match to get a shot, but that's not right now, because I'm not going to give that to you right now because I need to make money. You get what I'm saying. But, like, Hangman in this company can literally just walk into Tony Khan's office and
you
say,
can talk to Briscoe and be like, yes, I'll see you at a pay-per-view. Like, you're the world champion. You can do whatever the fuck you want.
because that's what the on-screen is telling us about AEW.
I told people the Fiend ended up being a decent champion and then it ended really badly. Why? Because Bray did the simplest thing a champion should do. Okay, you want to fight me? Your name win. Now, you might not fight me. But you want your title shot. I'll give you your title shot. I got no problem with it. Because it's like, you're the champion. You should be able to make that fucking call. Why are you like, yeah, you deserve a title shot, man? Like, you're the champion, nigga. Make it happen.
So we'll get through this really quick because it is 7 o'clock.
It's getting there, yes.
Anyway, Chris Statlander then interrupted Willow.
Fucking beer.
Right?
Beer?
Chris Statlander interrupts Willow Nightingale and Queen Amanita. This was the segment where I said, I'm going to bring this up to Jesse, and Jesse's probably going to understand what I'm talking about. The way that you say that Triple H is explaining to people that the women are probably going to start owning a lot of the shows now, this seemed like a force-fed version of that.
Oh, clearly.
This seemed like, hey, we feature women too.
Look at us.
And it's like, Okay, but why?
You went up 100,000. I'm very proud of that. And listen, the segment didn't bother me. I like Queen Amanita, so I don't really mind.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not saying it was a bad segment,
I love Julia Hart.
but for
I
where it
like
was, what
Stab
it was, what the
Blue.
fuck was this?
But let me be clear.
Somebody trying to save face.
Listen,
Or
the
I don't
wrestling
know.
world will be mad at the Brock Lesnar decision for 2 weeks.
And then they'll go back
then
to
we'll be
watching.
all
And
right.
then they'll go back to watching WWE. It always happens.
Yeah.
People
And
don't like
then when he
people don't
shows
like
up
when
for
others
his
point it
match.
out right away, but it's just like it does always happen.
Yeah.
Um.
And they'll be man after Perth then, right? Again for
Right,
another
right,
two-
Yeah.
They'll build to the match. People will be like, "Who gives a fuck about this match?" And then
The-
everybody will kind of enjoy it, and then we'll be done with it because Brock will probably leave, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Because otherwise, there's no other opponents for Brock. Unless they're going to do him and Gunther, there's really no other opponents for Brock.
Right.
I don't think that's necessary either.
And I believe Gunther would do it just because he sounds like a man. He's fucking told a fan who told him, like, I drove 9 hours, I really love you. He was like, man, you should do something better with your time. Nigga, she drove to see you!
Yeah, but he's still in character. He's still in character.
I love it.
Like, I saw it at the Undertaker, I was just like, bro, really? You told her? She drove 9 hours to see you!
But he was in character.
I
Yeah,
couldn't have heard that had been the next signing.
I hope
He would have
she's-
told that story to the Undertaker. The next guy walked up to me and like, did you just tell her that? Sign my shit. Fuck you.
But
no, don't walk out. Like,
But anyway, we'll
I
wrap
hope she
this
was
up
understanding.
here. But anyway, Jesse, to my point, this wasn't a bad segment.
Plus, I do miss my AC right now.
Yeah, right. It wasn't a bad segment, but it sure as hell felt force fed
I'm
for
gonna enjoy
no
my
reason.
car.
I know. It just, they have a good women's division. He just doesn't use it.
Yeah.
He doesn't
And
know
then-
what he's doing.
And then we had the grudge match main event, MJF versus Mark Briscoe, and I'm like, you've teased it the whole show, but you haven't built it the whole show. And then it happened, and it was kind of like a letdown.
I will say this. This wasn't as good as the previous match. That's for certain.
All right,
Yeah, no, was not.
There were some character beats. And this is why I believe they're trying to turn MJF fucking babyface through this feud, which I don't get. Like, didn't you just return him heel because you guys felt like it would be the most money to have him?
So explain to our fans how when MJF loaded a punch with the diamond ring and Hangman interfered. Explain to our fans how you're turning MJF face with the whole.
So,
Briscoe
like,
thing.
what I mean, because he was. Here's the thing, though. He didn't want to do it. He was second guessing himself. So, like, because he had it, and then he was like thinking about it. Because remember, he just got kicked out that group,
Yeah.
and he's just like, "Well, fuck, should I do this?" And so he did it because he's a scumbag.
Yeah.
But he didn't want to do it. So I think you're trying to turn him babyface again. I think that's clearly the story they're going for. I don't know why though.
Yeah. I just
Yeah, it makes no sense.
Listen, him as the cool, snarky, kind of heel babyface thing that they had with Adam Cole was perfect.
yeah.
He doesn't have that kind of guy to bounce off of right now, though. That, by the way, showing how
No, you
much
don't.
I hope Adam Cole can come back to pro wrestling. He's that good.
Yeah.
That they
Oh,
did
yeah.
that, and for the first time in MJF's career, he was a really likable babyface.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I don't get it. And then the match was kind of, to quote MJF, mid. So I don't know. Yeah, I was pretty disappointed watching this.
Because here's the deal. I love Mark, and I really thought, despite watching this whole show, because, it was up and down and up and down and then down, down. And then all of a sudden, I'm like, okay, I got something to look forward to. And then two of the best workers they have put on a very lackluster performance. Yeah.
It wasn't, I mean, it was actually, I'm not going to lie to you, sickos, and you got to live with this. It was kind of close to the John Cena, Cody Rhodes, the WrestleMania levels of, mid,
Yeah.
like, boy, this is not the way to do this.
I agree.
You go up to 700,000 plus. I do not believe they'll keep that next week. I hope
Probably
they do.
not.
I also want to be very clear as we leave out here. I don't even attribute that to the Brock thing because I don't think that many people, I believe that many people would have not watched WWE. I don't think they're just going to turn on the AEW.
Well, and here was a thing.
No, I don't think so.
So I've told people the show is still up and down, but it garners goodwill because there's some really likable talent. The problem is, and this is my problem with the sickos, right? If you really love something, and I know people don't like to hear this, but in music I always say, like, well, that's just real. If someone really loves my music and they could come constructively criticize what I'm doing, that actually makes me proud of me doing what I'm doing because that means they're connecting. And then the fact that they're connecting and at certain points, like, I don't understand this. This doesn't work. Why did you do this? As an artist, I like that shit because I'm like, they're really connecting to what I'm trying to do.
Well, okay, so the best example to that is, so my buddy Tony's a huge Sleep Token fan, right?
Sure.
But he doesn't get into that lore that they've built.
Okay, sure.
But to be fair, in their defense, 98% of their lore is fan built.
Correct.
So people are asking them to clarify. Now they won't because that's the gimmick.
Right.
But like, there are people criticizing stuff that they've never even said.
Right.
And they'll look at the songs and they'll criticize, well, that was weird to put there because they're comparing it to the lore that they're making up in the back of their mind. But like, he clearly, him being Vessel, won't use his real name because I refuse to. He clearly takes that into consideration, though, when he's building the next stage of the lore.
Sure.
Because a lot of what people have come up with, they've just gone with.
Right. And it's so, the MJF thing is so weird to me right now. And like, because if he's not going to beat Hangman, it would have had more impact to wait to kick him out until after they were out there with him and he could not get the job done.
Right.
Then on that Dynamite had they did it, you'd have been like, yep, damn, that.
Because then what you would have done.
Even for his character, because it would have been like, not only did I not get it done, I lost these guys.
Right. Because then the next Dynamite, people are going to tune in expecting the opening to be MJF explaining what the hell just happened.
Right.
Or the Hurt Syndicate explaining what
Right.
just happened. That's how you build, and that's how you grow, and that's how you work with it, is you create anticipation. But instead, they just kick him out, and the title shot is...
God damn it. Sorry, and I don't mean to use your name of vague. Please forgive me. But damn it, that's the word. Anticipation. They're terrible at it. AEW is fucking terrible at it. Like, seriously, when you watch the week-to-week shows, sometimes it's very rare. And even sometimes for a go-home show, they might give you something where you're like, okay, I'm going to tune in next week. I like that. I like that. But then they'll disappoint you. And so, like, it's so weird to me because he has very capable writers on that team. So what the fuck are you doing with it week to week?
Well, the problem that he has, and Vince had this problem too, but Vince controlled it a little better. And hear me out. He's got too many ideas in his head, and he uses his television time to get all the ideas out. The problem is the consistency can't be there because there's so many different things going on, and you only have so much time limited.
Yeah.
Vince McMahon had that same problem, but Vince knew, I still got to tell this story because I told it last week. I still got to get you to the next point of it.
No, of course, near the end, Vince was terrible at it.
Well, yeah.
But
Not saying Vince was great, but he was a little better at
Tony Khan is 30 years his fucking junior. Technically could be his son.
Yeah.
That should not be a problem for you.
But remember, when no one is control. Now, again, this is my biggest problem with AEW is, Jesse, it is clear to me. Love or hate Vince, he was working to never be in the quote-unquote poor situation, the poorhouse. Tony doesn't need to make a dime. He doesn't need to be successful. This is actually... Now, Vince turned it into this later in his career when he already got the money, because money made Vince a complete asshole. which again, money just makes you more of who you are, which is why I always say I'm sure he's got some CTE. Antonio Brown was always a piece of fucking human shit.
Probably on some level, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, the CTA is probably not helping
The
it.
CTE exacerbated all that
But
shit.
he wasn't a great person before that.
No, they're probably not.
But anyway, my point is that Vince did it later in his career, so I'm not saying he never did it. But Jesse, he is late stage Vince of I've literally got no one to book for but me.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, yeah.
He's already that. He wants to see Speedball Mike Bailey versus Jon Moxley. So instead of building 2.5 months to it, just fucking do it. Why? I can. I don't have to prove myself to an investor.
Since every one of their fans constantly likes to do it, I'm going to do it. And then if we want to get out of here, we'll get out of here.
Yeah, sure.
Recently, as a matter of fact, we just saw it on SmackDown. You think you're getting this tag match, Logan Paul, Drew McIntyre versus Cody Rhodes and John Cena.
Yep.
You know pro wrestling in the back of your mind, you know, this ain't going to fucking finish with somebody losing, no doubt about that. Like, these four are not going to finish this match on a SmackDown.
On a random-ass SmackDown in the middle of fucking June or in July? No.
But what Triple H did with it was, I just built 2 matches.
Yep.
For my next show in 3 weeks, 3.5 weeks.
Yep.
In Paris.
End of the month, yeah.
You know, I've reminded people that Drew is always a threat for the title, so now he's going to get that title match. And that Logan Paul, as much as people fucking hate him, is a character that's a draw because people fucking hate him. And we got babyface John Cena back, so guess what? Paris wants to see John Cena beat the shit out of this kid. And you did it in one night.
And by the way, Cody's Cody.
And Cody's gonna win, but
yeah,
it's just one of those things where he just built anticipation now for the show he's trying to build too, right? Same thing on Raw. Now, Becky may have buried the anticipation, but the plan was to build anticipation between her and Nikki Bella, which it looks like I'm assuming, and I'm probably right, they're gonna do at Clash at Paris. The title shot that she was kind of probably supposed to get against Liv Morgan or whatever they were going to do with Liv Morgan.
Yeah.
Now Becky kind of fucking buried her with the whole John Cena thing because, my God, it was brilliantly done. But, you know, you see them planting their seeds. Will they do Rio versus Io in Paris? I don't believe so, but I believe he left that there because guess what? They'll be in Australia. Mm-hmm. That's a great match for Rhea to maybe win the first time ever.
Give her the win in Australia?
Yeah.
Give her the win at home?
Yeah.
Oh.
Anyway.
That's such a tease.
Anyway, we will finish up this conversation next week. We appreciate all of you guys for listening. And like I said, the after shows will start to come back when we are able to, have a little more fan engagement. That's the obvious answer. And the other answer is when we won't fucking sit here and die of heat stroke.
Yeah, it's very,
thank you all so very much, and we will talk to you guys all next week.
Bye-bye.